it wouldn't affect it too much because the higher level players know how to play around those kind of tools.
That's fair.
More like, and everyone's double fundamentals have gotten a lot better, but it looks like we're getting right into it. It's going to be Team Vitamin Water going for the 5-week streak here. Kozilek and Miraman on the Bugs and Velma here.
Well, it all starts with round number 1, and that is exactly what we are in right now. So yeah, you said it best, man. The Bugs and Velma, the OG combination, still obviously proven to do a lot of work. Obviously, the characters on opposite end, not bad at all. Stripe, honestly incredible, and then Arya, just that assassin menace. But you know, sometimes getting in there could be the thing that really deters this team from being able to have a lot of early game success. So we'll find out. Not doing a bad job. But the walls breaking, kind of going to give Velma a little bit of alleviation. And she's right back on the support side of things.
Yeah, it's going to be a really big deal here for the red team. They're kind of all in on this mobility, or just mobility in general, right? Stripe. Very similar to Arya in terms of just being able to, you know, move through the air, throw out these great aerials. And once the red team is able to get in, that is going to be a huge opening here. Stripe getting a shot, but the double reversal from Kozilek.
That's what I like to see, Kozilek. It's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I can hang back too, but when I got to get aggressive, I can definitely take some lives with me. And that was a perfect example. Oh, we're going to lose his right there. So Bug's still hanging in there. Man, doing a lot of good work. Just look at that control. Just has such a commanding presence on the stage.
Yeah, and Stripe was another character that was extremely meta. You know, before we got a couple of nerfs there, but the speech bubble into the up rocket, everything going right here for the blue team, Team Vitamin Water, with a very dominating start to the set right now.
Yeah, just needed one more point to finish off this game, just, you know, dominant fashion. That's what you want to do. I mean, you come in here after winning 4 in a row, you like to set the tempo and the tone early, and they did just that. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, that wasn't even close.
Yeah, that was, dang.
I said, what's that team? Frog in a well? That frog was in a coffin. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
Where's the well at?
That was rough.
And that was really rough. I don't even think they got a single point on the board.
They got one.
There. Maybe
they
one.
Got one.
Maybe
they got one. They got one on Velma.
You got one. But I mean, starting things off with a double reversal on the edge guard, Kozilek being very strong there, and even all the up rocket setups as well, even setting things up so your teammates' projectiles combo into the Bug's rocket. The Bug's rocket will, you know, get a point at around 60%, very, very early. You see all the time the up rocket gets set up, and because of that, you can even at earlier percents, even if you're not at 60, you can get comboed off the up rocket into a Bug's up air or a Velma up air, right? So just that setup is so potential, and a big thing that Team Vitamin Water was able to do last week that was the key to their success is they're able to use these the longer cooldowns more offensively than defensively, right? Bugs cooldowns, the safe, the rocket, these are all very high impact cooldowns that are very long. And the reason why that Bugs goes so well with Velma is Velma has cooldown reduction. So you get to reduce these cooldowns that are very high impact. But the reason why this team is so effective is because we see Team Vitamin Water always use those big cooldowns offensively. And they get points off of it instead of being forced to use defensively. And that just comes with good player fundamentals, winning neutral all the time, and then being able to set up those cooldowns. Right?
Yeah, I mean, for all those reasons and then some, I mean, understanding your character to the highest degree, I don't think anyone's going to dispute who the best Bugs is out there, you know. I think Miraman has had that title for quite some time. I mean, and he, you know, brings it to both the singles and doubles environment. And then, of course, on the other side, too, like, he understands what his opponents are trying to do as well, right? Like, that, I don't think that's any kind of surprise. When you've been playing since day one, a vet in the game, you kind of understand what everybody's going to be throwing at you. And yeah, you said it best, like being able to use those tools offensively. And you have Kozilek, who, as we saw in that opening 30 seconds, able to capitalize off a lot of those situations too. It's going to make for a long day at the office for some of these teams. So it's like we're going to jump into game number 2. Sky Arena, I believe, is the stage. Beautiful aesthetics here for sure. So let's get right to it. No character swaps, Charles, just switching it up a little bit with the stage.
Well, let's see if the frog can get out of the coffin here.
Yeah, that's kind of the that's the name of the game, right? Just resurrect yourself, resurrect this team. And really just kind of comes down to, can we get like a hot start, right? Can we not get blown out the water this first 30 seconds? Because that really is where they lost the game in the last one that we saw.
Yeah, they lost all the momentum when they went for that edge guard. And when you go for 2v1 edge guards, you usually don't want to position right next to your teammate because you want to at least get a trade, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you reversaled my teammate with a down air. I'm going to come back, pay the favor back with side air or down air. So it's very important to be able to do that here. And look at this control, and wow,
my
look
God.
at, again, having the whole setup right by the edge and then going right into the up rocket, just a fantastic way to cover high and then also back up to the stage. Mirror Man being so consistent with these edge guards.
It's insane, right? It's the awareness too. Like it's you know, anyone can just throw out a move, right? But the timing behind it, right? Just knowing when it's going to help secure the KO. Very impressive stuff as they're fighting their way back from the right side, using that safe to help out a little bit. Just the movement, and that's going to be 2 points right now for the blue team. Red really needs to step it up. They've definitely got him in that KO percentage. They got to close one of these out, and Stripe going to get there. Nice Sayer.
Oh, and look at the recovery from Mirror Man, but Stripe hunting Mirror Man all the way down.
All right. So definitely still some life on this team. Again, keep in mind, these are best of 3s in round number 1, so must win to stay out of that loser's bracket right out the gate for Frog in the Well. I gotta give them some credit. They've definitely got some fight in them right now. Arya, though, that percentage starting to rise, and she's got to be careful. She is one of the lighter characters that you will find in this game, and that Acme Rocket almost taking out that life.
Yeah, that was important to stay alive, conserve every single point. Arya still alive on the board right now, and it looks like Caustic's in a little bit of trouble. Going to set up a little bit of projectile play to cover himself, getting back onto the stage. We get a bit of damage. But not going to be able to fully connect the up special, and then the team reversal coming out from Caustic's. Great save.
Honestly, considering how high, though, you look at Bugs and Velma, this could be one of those cases where they kind of get the reverse sweep. I mean, it's very possible. Obviously, Stripe, understand, and don't want to let that percentage climb too much higher and give them that opening. But yeah, they could definitely make something out of this. It is far from over. DI able to survive.
Oh, but now if you're red team, you're in trouble. The Rockets are set up. Okay, try to get something started here, but look at this. The blue team just backing up, using every single bit of stage to their advantage, and now they're able to stabilize, get back to stage control, and set up everything. The save almost connects.
That would have been so nasty. Red team catching a little bit of a break. Oh my God, the 2v1, no! But the threat is definitely there. Lumen using the Acme Rocket to get back. He's stalling a little bit. He knows that they're coming for him. He knows that game 3 is very possible if they get him. Now, oh my God, just barely scraping by. Blue team gets it done. Bugs and Velma in the clutch.
Wow.
That was nuts. I thought we were going to game 3.
Yeah, same. I mean, just you can't always look at the points, right? Sometimes there's situations where you might have 3 points, but both of the enemy characters are at the lower percent, so you can't really get that last point to seal the deal. And then, say on your side, both the players on your team are at the higher percentage, right? So that was the situation they were in. They're actually behind, and Mirror Man was able to just maneuver around every single threat, stay alive, and then get the whiff punish because they were chasing him so hard. Mirror Man really just doing a fantastic job evading so many different threats. 2v1 in that situation right after Caustic's, gave them that 3rd point there. So that was just crazy maneuverability, and Mirror Man and Caustic's were able to clutch it out there. Amazing stuff on that game number 2, and man, it's been a while since I've seen Mirror Man and Caustic drop a single game in that first round. Yeah,
I was kind of like when he had him up there on the top left and he used the Acme Rock, I thought I was really fortunate that he had access to that, because that was one of the rare times we're seeing, okay, we're using it as more of a defensive tool instead of trying to get some points on the board, and it definitely came in clutch for him to allow him to get back to that right side, enough time for Costas to come back down, and they were just able to, as we said, clutch that out. That was a really good one, and yeah, like you said, it's been a while since, maybe kind of put them a little bit of danger in that opening round. Almost got there, but it was not to be on that opening exchange.
Yeah. Frog in the Well almost getting a point on the board in that set. The first game looking a little rough, but game 2 honestly looking in their favor. So, I mean, kudos to them. They weren't able to seal it out. Very clutch stuff coming out from Team Vitamin Water. And Team Vitamin Water going to be moving on to the winners round 2 as expected, as in 2-0 fashion, as they've been doing for like the past 4 weeks now. So we'll see who will contest Team Vitamin Water in round 2 winners, which is pretty much semis, semis.
I'm not too surprised to see him. Obviously, he won 4 in a row. I'm not surprised to see you win round 1, but it was definitely a little closer, like we touched on, than we might have thought it could be. And I like that too. I want, even if they do end up inevitably going on to get their 5th in a row, I want these teams to put them on notice. I don't want it to be like a walk in the park, right? And and that's why it's called like, this is why it's the pro series, because every single person competing has that pro level talent, okay? So nothing is a gimme, nothing is a guarantee in this bracket, as we just saw right there, a close call, but they're again able to clutch it out. But you're only gonna see it get harder and harder as we progress through the round. So that was a really good opener for us, for sure, to kind of help set the tone.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes Series E so great. Not only is the system amazing, right? You really inject an ecosystem into almost any esports, right? And Series E has its own ecosystem with sponsors that players can get monthly salaries from and all that jazz, which is amazing, phenomenal, especially within the FGC. It's a very, very big deal. And you also have these weekly high-end, high-talent tournaments that you get amazing practice, and there's so much on the line. So these players get so much valuable experience coming out from Series E. And it's valuable experience along with the structure, along with the pressure that a tournament usually brings, right? Because the pressure, you know, to keep these points and keep those points on the higher end, to keep that sponsor, is always lingering, is always looming, which is, you know, perfect because you want to compete in that pressure environment.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, again, you know, we just appreciate, you know, the sponsors, the players, and just obviously the game itself, right? Because you can't have a Series E without a game to attach to it. So MultiVersus is definitely an awesome game, and I'm glad it was selected to be on the roster for sure. So again, really good opener. If you're just tuning in, the defending champs get another one in the books, and we are going to be waiting for our next round to kick up. I will remain on Black Adam watch. All right, I'm just waiting for somebody to bust him out. Okay, players, if you're watching the stream, if you're feeling like you're pretty comfortable, you got a pretty convincing game number one, you know, not gonna be mad at your game till you give my boy Adam, you know, give my boy Adam some shine. But yeah, I love seeing like, I mean, I wouldn't call Black Adam an obscure character, but I love seeing some of the characters that I've kind of come to favor over, you know, the lifespan of this game. Black Adam's definitely one. I think he's a badass character, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Really cool animations, right? The lightning setups are always fun to watch.
Who's your favorite character, though? That's a good question.
To play?
Yeah. No. Just period in the game. It doesn't have to be to play.
That's tough. Probably Batman.
Batman?
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say Batman.
Batman. My favorite character to play is Velma.
Yeah, I know.
But I love Batman.
Gets it done. I respect it,
Whatever gets the job done, man. Whatever it takes.
Yeah. I mean, what, K7? There's a Batman you can look up to.
Oh yeah,
nasty. Holy crap.
Yeah, you gotta have you gotta be moving like Bruce, if you will.
Yeah,
right?
100%. That's really what it comes down to for sure. So, good stuff all around. Oh, are we jumping into another one? I think we are, guys. Again, winners round number one. Let's get it.
I think I see the Rock on the screen, man.
I was gonna say, man. I think they might have heard my prayers, baby. I appreciate that. Black Adam is in the building. Another round one match here, teaming up with Velma. So we got two Velmas. Not surprising right there, right? The best backline support character that you can have on a team for sure.
Yeah, and Martoons is actually the one playing Black Adam. Last week we saw Martoons on the Morty. So
oh really? So he fluctuates with his characters. I like that.
Yeah, but both backline characters. And this is interesting because we're seeing kind of two backline characters. Usually we don't see this too often. So Velma and Black Adam more operate on that backline status. And we'll see if Team Mike and I can make this work. And oh my goodness, it looks like they are doing exactly that. Usually the format we see is either, you know, Velma or like some kind of backliner with a frontliner, or double frontliner has been pretty popular lately with the Wonder Woman. But I like Team Mike and Ike switching things up there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think the biggest thing I would worry about where they would struggle is like, where's that consistent offense coming from, right? That does not seem to be a problem, as you can see. Good grief, Black Adam, come on now. Let him breathe.
Martoons is in the building.
Give this man a sequel.
Getting these points at absurdly early percents right now. My goodness. And the setups coming out from Velma has been so fantastic. I think with Velma Black Adam, your vertical KO pressure is insane just because Velma's vertical moves are really good, right? Yeah. The up air, the up attack, those light bulbs are insanely good, very active, and just set up Black Adam for success.
Oh, I like that. The movement right now. I don't think they've actually KO'd Black Adam one time. My goodness, can we get one on there? There we go. Okay, finally able to do just that.
He's immortal.
He's definitely playing like it. I'll give him that. But they're just 1 point away from getting this first game. And the rack up this. Oh wow, Velma just striking back though. So we're on even footing. Hold on now. Black Adam definitely drawing a lot of attention, but keep in mind this game is dead even right now.
Okay, you gotta avoid the knife here. Yeah, great stare. Ooh, even with the down.
Wow, got him, man.
Yeah, I mean, that was maybe if blue team kept playing like they were doing an incredible job bringing that one back. But Team Mike and I going to seal the deal there and finish off the game. They had a tremendous lead here, so going to be able to just go ahead, ride that lead. You know, took a little damage there, but able to seal the deal. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, you know, obviously, like I said, you know, just given just how offensively minded Black Adam was in that, definitely drew our eye for sure. But no, the other team, you know, that Aria Velma was keeping up pretty nicely as well, so definitely want to give them their props for sure. I love it, honestly, Charles, when we can just see those really good close battles. Again, you know, everybody in this bracket is very talented, so, you know, it's very seldomly I feel like you're going to see a blowout. You know, maybe if like a matchup is just so skewed, it could, you know, it could result in that. But generally matchups like that, that's what I kind of expect out of Series E. That was a really good opener for that round.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, got your request, the Black Adam Martoons in the building.
Hey, Adam Martoons. I see you, brother. I see you. Appreciate that.
Heard the request, man. He was like, you know what? I'll get off the Morty.
One time for the one time. If you go back to Morty now, I won't be mad at you. I'm just saying. But you gave me the one.
Yeah.
That's all I ever asked. I know Ross isn't going to do it.
He had the Rock skin, too.
Oh, he didn't.
That was the Rock skin, right?
Oh.
Really?
Have you ever seen The Rock? He doesn't have hair.
Oh, man. Dang. You got me, man.
Start the match, please.
I've seen The Rock, damn it.
So that's the comic book accurate Black Adam.
Oh,
and then there's the Rock skin. The Rock skin is just the bald one. It looks like The Rock. I don't know how to explain it any better than that.
I thought it was.
It's okay. The screen's a little far away. The people at home probably don't realize how far the screen actually is, but we got some distance between us.
Yeah, great excuse.
Yeah. But yeah, good match to open up. As you said, you know, last week, played the Morty, so, you know, we'll see if he's comfortable. I always wonder, like, okay, you got the W, but was it closer than you would have wanted? You know what I'm saying? Is that going to prompt the switch? You know, because when you do those switches, it's always good to keep in mind, like, you're just essentially, you're kind of hedging your bet that they're going to stay whom they are, and maybe, you know, they're going to be a little caught off guard by what you do. But I think in the rule set, though, I don't even think you can switch if you won, so you might actually be locked on it for the game. I'd have to look at it again.
Yeah. And, I mean, honestly, they were bringing it back, and they got some pretty early. Team Mike and I got some pretty early KOs. You know what I mean? Considering that they got those early KOs and it was still that close, it could be a little bit worrying, but I think you're still fine going into this game number 2 if you're Team Mike and I.
I wouldn't worry too much about it. I mean, at the end of the day, you just got to do what you can do. So let's see. Velma Aria. I love that Aria skin, by the way. It's like, I mean, it's accurate, right?
That is the Rock skin. He's bald.
It's the Rock. No, that's not the Rock skin.
Look at the character model.
Oh wait! Oh, you're talking about the character.
The character on the screen.
I thought you were talking about the little icon down there.
Oh yeah, I guess that doesn't change? Question mark?
Wait, was he like the regular or was he the Rock last game? I swear he wasn't the Rock. I'm willing to admit if I was wrong.
The Rock's from Hawaii, man.
What the hell? What does that mean? Where's?
Tell me I don't know about the Rock.
Somebody get me a clip of that last game right now, okay? Right now. Maybe Chuck was on to something, but I'm looking at the little model. It's all good. Oh no, it's not all good for him. He lost that first life.
The Rock, no.
Chuck, you cursed him. Dang, man. You hate to see it, but yeah, strong start for the blue side of thing. The ladies getting it done. Velma and Aria. Oh, they're moving right now. Oh my goodness, they are catching blow after blow. My goodness.
Yeah, Team Aegon by AOC just racking up these points. Oh no.
Don't mess with Aria, man. That diving dagger, that'll put you down.
And look at this, already so much damage as well. And right now, Team Mike and I not able to get some of those early KO steps they were able to get in game number 1. I mean, if this continues to go the way it's going, I would imagine game 3 we would see a switch from Mike and Ike to the Morty here. But I mean, we've seen the early KOs, the early vertical setups here, but we're not seeing any of. Oh no! Oh no!
It's over. Just accept it. Just accept it. Just let it happen. Just let it happen. It's over. We're going to game 3, and we don't have to talk about it again.
That's my favorite Velma skin too. Shout outs to the hat.
I love. That's like a Halloween theme. Yeah, that's so good. That one plus the Aria, like I guess Christmas winter skin is beautiful.
Yeah. Fantastic stuff. So I'm assuming we're gonna see a switch after that one. That one was rough.
Yeah, Black Adam ain't coming. I don't care if it was the comic one or the Rock. He ain't
I don't care what. Like,
he ain't coming back. I don't think he's coming back for that one. That was rough. Woo, buddy.
Oh, man. Well, so I'm assuming we'll see the Morty come out, but I wonder if we're going to still see the Velma. I wonder if we're still going to see the 2 backline format coming out. I mean, they could stay the same characters as well. That is a possibility,
Definitely.
but they definitely got caught in the blender. They were getting bounced up and down and all around, man, and it just so much damage, and they were able to finish off the points as well, and even just that edge guard towards the end, getting the trade, getting dunked over and over again to finally get that last KO. I mean, it ended up being 4-1, but that last one was kind of like a, well,
it was pretty convincing. I don't think anybody's going to dispute it and debate that one, so it's definitely going to put, really just kind of put them on notice. Okay, like, you know, as you said, Charles, like, yeah, maybe we do need to switch here, throw them something different, or, you know, maybe they kind of hedge their bet on, like, okay, well, if we go to a stage that we prefer, maybe we can go ahead and close out business. So a lot of kind of question marks in what they're going to do for game number 3. But without a doubt, there will be a game number 3. I mean, that was a good response for sure. You know, you lose a close one in the opening and then you bounce back, not only winning, but convincingly. That'll give you some momentum for a closeout game.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And even if you have that character switch, I mean, just, you know, feeling yourself from game number 2, you know, the team just having all that momentum going into game 3. It's going to be very favorable. So we'll see if Team Mike and Ike can go ahead and switch things up. We'll see if we get the character switch like we're predicting, and if they can go ahead and halt this momentum. Because that is a lot of momentum from game number 2.
Short memory, Chuck. You gotta have a short memory in this business.
When you compete, yes, you gotta. It's just gotta wither away.
Sometimes it's a wash, man.
Yeah,
I've seen it happen to the best. Multiple games.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it don't matter how hard you win, right? It's just one game on the board is one game on the board there. So, I mean, I definitely believe in Team Mike and Ike. Like I said, we'll probably see the character switch. We'll probably see a lot more of an even game. But, I mean, honestly, kind of a wipeout on both ends, right? Game 1, very one-sided. Game 2, extremely one-sided. So, I definitely want to see a more, ping-pong back-and-forth game for this.
It's either going to be another close one or somebody's going to get destroyed.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's what these teams have already told me. I got the data from the first 2 games. That is what I'm expecting. That is what I'm predicting. But I do think, again, like at least one person will be swapping characters. You think maybe the Morty?
Yeah,
because that's who he was piloting last week.
Yes, I do think the Morty will be coming out, but we'll see. Maybe having more faith on the Black Adam. Maybe we're going to see a switch up. The thing about having a double backliner team is a lot of backline characters, they usually don't have the quickest boxing options. Mm-hmm. So when you do get in on a double backline team, you can really have a huge advantage in terms of just like, oh, okay, well, I'm closer to you, so I just generally have better buttons, faster buttons and stuff like that. So that environment is going to be really, really strong. But again, when you double down on double backline, if you just keep that mid-range combat to long-range combat, you're going to be in a fantastic position. So maybe that's kind of why we saw games 1 and 2 so one-sided to each other, right? Games 1 and 2, I mean, at the end of the day, just not being able to get these openings on the double backline team, and the double backline team was able to set up incredible vertical combos. I mean, we saw that Black Adam just racking up the points at such early percents.
Yeah, it was quick. It was just a blowout. Like at the start, that's what it appeared to be, right? Like it was very consistent, despite it coming down to like that final point between the teams. But Black Adam definitely like his. It's just kind of crazy. Like excellent for his game, non-existent in game number 2. It's how it be sometimes though.
It was a punching bag.
Yeah, it's not a knock. It's just how it be sometimes. People adapt. They're good players.
I mean, and then game 2 we saw the double backline team, they got closed in on, right? And then they just started getting comboed, they started getting looped, and especially against the characters that, especially Arya, right? When Arya gets in, you're going to do so much damage, and with Velma supporting you, and it looks like we are going to get a switch to Stripe. So the Velma switching into the Stripe, now they have a little bit more frontline pressure here, and Martoon sticking with the backline being Black Adam instead of the Morty.
I'm not mad at him for sticking with the Black Adam. I mean, you kind of got to think like, if you're dedicated, like, okay, well, maybe I just want to give this character who I'm investing time with as much torment experience as I can, right? So swapping off not going to do him any favors. So Black Adam is here to stay, but as you said, the Stripe, already kind of helping an impact. It is Black Adam getting that first KO, but Stripe doing a good job backing him up.
Okay, and now all of a sudden just getting that first point on the board, and yeah, I think the Stripe is working out incredibly well. You want to give your backliner at least another character to go through until you can get to the backliner, right? And this character is going to be
Stripe. Oh, you might be done. Yeah,
Stripe. Going to get taken out here. Oh, the trade, and yeah, Arya trying to get the KO off the top here, but Gonna get a little bit delayed here. Martoon's taking a good amount of damage, but able to get back. Trying to support here off stage is Arya, but able to make it back to the wall.
Yeah, she was in a lot of trouble right there. Oh, Black Adam, though, with something to say, and gonna put her in the dirt, giving them the slight edge right now. Beautiful play right now. I like the stage control. They are definitely battling back and forth for that. Smart stuff. I like Black Adam knowing when to disengage, but still keeping the pressure on when the opportunity presents itself.
Yeah, Martoon's doing an excellent job of using this active side air coming out from Black Adam.
100%.
And also the down air as well. Wow, very surprising that got the KO. Black Adam, a very heavy character here. But now it's 2 apiece. Okay, a bunch of damage getting racked up here onto Velma, getting bounced back and forth. Juggle situation, not going to be able to connect the up air here, but look at all of the setup, the words coming through. Wow, saving the teammate and getting positioning Arya. But it's red team right now with all the center stage control, but now blue team moving in.
Yeah, they kind of gave it up a little bit. Oh, Arya. Oh, no, not going to have enough, obviously.
Oh, wow.
That stripe, yeah, taking an L, and that's going to be tough. So Black Adam, yeah, I was going to say, needs to find some ground. He did just that. Oh, the follow-up, is that going to close it out? No, not. Oh, yes, it is, actually, yes. That follow-up was godly.
Yeah, and you saw the pre-positioning coming out from Martoon, knowing exactly when and where to be there with Black Adam and to get the ladder off the top there to finish off that 4th point, to finish off the game 3, and we got exactly what we wanted, a little bit of tug and, you know, tug of war there.
Yeah, 100%.
That 3rd game, and man, that was so fun to watch, and it really came down to how you could seal out those points, right? The pre-positioning coming out from Team Mike and Ike was fantastic.
I mean, that's just good awareness. Got to imagine there was some good comms behind it as well, too, right? To just kind of be in that position, as you said, Charles. So definitely knowing how to clutch things up and kind of surprising us both a little bit. We definitely thought the Black Adam might take a back seat. But no, it was in fact the Velma and the stripe kind of opening up. I feel like the offense, you know, a little bit more as far as the consistency went there. And that was enough to power them through. So kudos to that, man. That was an excellent set we just saw right there. Went to game 3.
Yeah, a little bit more of a standard team comp in terms of positioning and just like character typing. Again, when you have a frontline character, you give your backline character just a little bit more time and breathing room to set up all of those projectiles, right? When you have 2 backline characters just try to set up projectiles, then it can be a little easier for some of the opponent's front line to get in on you. So having that stripe, adding it onto the team, I feel like balanced it out a lot, and it worked out fantastic for Team Mike and Ike to go ahead and advance them to the 2nd round of winners.
Well done, well done. Appreciate that good gameplay as per usual. And it goes to show you the power of having, you know, being a multi-character specialist, right? Not just being locked in only one way to play, only one character to use, and definitely some versatility going down. Of all the things, I was not really expecting Velma to be the one you swap out. I must confess, you know what I'm saying? Just given how good she is in that support role. But hey, they knew what they were doing, and it panned out greatly for them.
Yeah, and I think especially in a team game, having a versatile character pool is very important. Or if you're going to just main someone that is very flexible, like Bugs or Velma, is very important as well. Yeah, because at any given moment, you might, you know, be teaming with someone else, or, you know, there's so many different scenarios, right? But it looks like the Moonlit Knights are back. Oopstier and Broski had a fantastic showing last week. They actually went into the losers bracket round 1, and they made it all the way to like 4th or 3rd. Incredible run coming out from the Moonlit Knights against MJ and Poro.
All right, well, let's see what they're bringing to the table on this one. The Soups. Love to see that, man. Soups Velma combination. And my boy Shaggy. Oh my goodness. How about getting shanked by Superman over there? Good grief.
You already know, man. Oopstier in the alleyway just waiting.
Yeah, you already know. That is definitely not where you want to get caught up, but that's exactly where he found himself.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Superman. I mean, once you catch on to any type of habits off stage, that's when you can start cashing out. That's when you can start getting some of these early KOs with the Superman, and it's going to be such a big deal here. And of course, the big, bulky frontliner supported by Velma, a very common comp. You either see it with the Superman or the Iron Giant.
All right, no Giant here right now, man, but definitely some iron behind these hits. 136, Superman obviously with a lot of weight behind him.
Dang, man, put that sandwich in the freezer.
I was going to say, that thing is huge.
Chuck
no,
is that
no,
it? Okay.
Not quite enough, not quite enough. Oh, but Soups relentless, gonna end up costing him. But still, I think the trade was worth it. And Shaggy, I love that pressure coming out.
Yeah, definitely needed there. Great job from Oops here. Just going to go ahead and get that 3rd point up really early in the beginning, and they're still up now. See Oops here being able to fade back, apply that Frost Breath. Now, a very similar comp that I mentioned earlier, we were talking about Superman, Iron Giant paired with Velma, is Velma Shaggy as well. Shaggy, not as tanky as Superman or Iron Giant, but still pretty hefty, and a much more mobile bruiser. So, got the weight to back it up.
Ooh.
Shaggy just going to be incredible with the Velma here. See if we can get the reversal on Oops here off stage, trying to get back, only 18%. Going to be hard to get this edge guard, but the Velma, great job from Broski saving Oops here from that situation.
I was going to say, just being able to interrupt, even from a distance, all that pressure, keeping this Superman very much so in the game. That was looking like it was going to spell disaster for that life, but not meant to be just yet. Still down a point, trying to pick something up.
Okay, racking up a good amount of damage here on the Oops here. That's the one thing about Superman. You are pretty heavy, but you got to pay those heavy taxes, right? You're just going to be a little bit easier to combo.
Yeah.
A little heavier, a little taller as well.
Oh,
but there's the uppercut.
And a lot stronger. How about that, too? As he said, the uppercut gets it done. Clark and Velma handling business.
Yeah, Clark's got some muscle on him.
Is that zombie Superman?
Yeah, it is.
That is awesome.
With the, it's a specific lantern ring. It's like an undead ring or something like that. Wow. Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm a fan.
I'm not super into the lore, but.
No. I mean, I've seen it in DC Comics, right? Like
Yeah,
I've seen the artwork and stuff like that, so I know it exists. But that is sick. Nice. That's one thing I really like about this game too. Is just like even the skins are just good callbacks to certain comics and events that really resonate with people. And I was like, that Superman looks a little bit different. Yeah, it turns out he's undead.
Yeah, there's also a Wonder Woman skin like that.
That's so sick.
Came out during Halloween. Yeah, and
Big
I mean,
fan.
one of the amazing things about MultiVersus is not only the gameplay, but the IP is so powerful. And of course, with a powerful IP and so many different, like, just, you know, universes and stuff like that you're dealing with, there's so much potential for skins and all that stuff within this game. Very exciting to see. And they've done quite a great job of all the skins. Like, most of the skins that come out, I'm a huge fan of, and especially for the characters I play, I go ahead and get them. I have most of the Velma skins, if not all of them, so.
Can't go wrong with that. So, good stuff. Opening game, though, complete. Superman, Velma proving to be a very potent combination as we await the start of game number 2. Now, on the other side, do you feel like they could, do you feel like they need to switch anything up? Or, you know, I feel like, honestly, I feel like it was still pretty even. Like, you know, it really just kind of came down. I feel like the support Velma was getting and the fact Oops here wasn't missing any chance to capitalize was like a huge difference maker for them getting those points on the board. But overall, I thought it was still like a pretty close one. So I don't think they like did anything wrong. I think Shaggy Velma is still a great combination for sure.
Yeah, I think the main thing is you got to keep Oops here away from MJ. The Velma recovery is one of the more exploitable recoveries in the game, and Superman is one of the best edge guarding characters in the game. And just as I say it, there it is. But if you are Pro, at least you're getting the trade there. So really great stuff Superman does to get a very early KO. Oh no, another dodging gets caught here, but Poro immediately trying to go off stage to get the trade there, right? And getting the point trade is so important.
It's huge, yeah, for sure. I mean, you always know anytime you're off stage and Superman's lurking, you know exactly what he's looking for, right? So in those situations where you're able to at least keep it evened up and balanced, oh my goodness, that's a good look. Pumping up. Oh, that might do it, yeah.
Fake out.
Dude, that's crazy.
That was so good. Charging that side special there, so just forcing the opponent to move differently and then just canceling it backwards into a dodge and just going into the up attack, right into the up air. Fantastic stuff coming out from Oops here. And another thing you really got to watch out for if you're playing up against Superman, it was a very different strategy before. Superman used to just kind of go in and, you know, mash all over you and just like just up close fighter. But now, especially Oops here, the way you use Frost Breath is so important, right? So not making sure your team doesn't get too much frost stacks on them, because once Superman starts slowing you down, that's when he's going to start moving circles around you, and then you can't do anything about
100%. I mean, you just see him move, like the way he just moves, irregardless of that fact. Yeah, once you start to lose some speed too, yeah, you're just going to be a very long day. Shaggy doing his best to avoid a finishing blow, but I feel like it's only a matter of time.
Oh wow, surprise!
I'm saying, that's gonna, even from all the way on that left side, that's definitely gonna close out for sure. So now Velma really needs to be the catalyst here, not getting hit. Oh, I don't want to jinx. I was like, I don't want to jinx you, Jinkies, man. Don't let it happen to you.
Oh, and Superman is still alive even after the up attack there. And right now, Clark is on the hunt, but it is going to be Broski that gets the final one. And oops, dear, Sean.
That's trolling. 101. I like it.
All right, so Moonlit Knights not going to go into the losers round just yet. I believe they had a very hard opponent last week. So, I mean, not to say that MJ and Poro aren't hard, but I think definitely was kind of felt like more of a mirror, right? Mm-hmm. Where it's like, okay, well, we have some kind of Bruiser and Velma support in the back, and it really came down to, I mean, Shaggy is a little harder to edgeguard, but Velma's so exploitable. So really, Superman being matched up to Velma off stage, that's going to be the main volatile part of the matchup. Yeah. So Poro trying to mitigate that, which Poro was able to get some point trades, especially in the beginning, which is what you're supposed to do. But I mean, I think it just slowly got out of control.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely levels to it, right? I think that was certainly obvious. You know, it's not a knock against like whom their opponents were, but yeah, it just kind of felt like they got in their driver's seat and they just got so comfortable, right? And all the pressure they were applying. You mentioned some of those really good fake outs that kind of put them in positions where they think, oh, you know, I thought I was dodging here, but he already kind of had my own path mapped out and planned. So it really did give them the advantage and the edge. And I mean, that's just a solid team overall. You know what I'm saying? Great team comp, and we certainly appreciate that for sure. But I think my man Yeso is standing by with some words, so let's hear from the man himself.
Winners round one in the books there. Great cast so far from EE and Charles right next door. And some great sets here. We're getting ready for winners round two, winners semifinals. And we've got a lot to talk about that front. But let's just take a quick run through with what we just saw. Kicked it off, of course, with Vitamin Water as the number one seed. Important to mention, if you didn't notice, Mirman not in today. Luck subbing in alongside Kosalix, but really didn't look like the duo missed a beat up against Greeted. Not playing with Yawn this week, but Vitamin Water, much the same as we've seen from them here in 2023 in those winners round one matchups. Not dropping a game. They take the 2-0 win. They look pretty well in control all throughout. I will say, first game a little tense at the end of that one with both Luck and Kosalix at very, very high damage there. Of course, they had the breathing room that they had a stock to give at that point. And I think Luck did just a very good job playing his life, getting so much value out of it, and ultimately stays alive, and they do get the win, right? Kosalix does go down to even things at 3 stocks a piece, but they held on, got the final stock, and I felt like Luck did just such a good job being really slippery on that stock and keeping things rolling. And that's how they got that first game under the belt, kept that momentum, took game 2. So well played from Vitamin Water. They keep things rolling, and even without Mirman here, they get the strong start that has been so characteristic of their play so far this year. Next set, we went into a matchup between the Series E squads, Aegon versus Mike and Ike. And this one goes a full 3 games, and Mike and Ike taking the win here. And this is a team that now they're going to match up against Vitamin Water. They have struggled in this matchup as of late, but that's a good win under their belt. Aegon, I'm really torn on this team right now because I feel like they started the season really strong, and they just haven't quite been able to figure things out as of late. And losing that set's going to be hard, right? Now you're going to have to match up against Greeted, down on the loser side of the bracket. That's going to be a tough set. They really need to get something rolling on that front. But at the very least, Mike and I getting that win under the belt, coming up against Vitamin Water now. Going to be a tough matchup, but they have an opportunity here. And if they can win that one, that is a ton of momentum behind them. Last set, we saw Moonlit Knights up against MJ and Poro. And if you'll remember, just a week ago, Moonlit Knights, the first time we saw them here in our Series E bracket, they actually fell in winners round 1. If I remember correctly, I think they matched up against Vitamin Water in that first set, lost 0-2. Then they made the deep losers bracket run. They made it all the way to losers finals, and unfortunately for them, got reverse swept. That was the set that went a full 5 games up against K7 and Legendary. They took the 2-0 start and then got swept on the back end. So Moonlit Knights looking for a bit of redemption this week, and the fact that they get that winners round 1 set under their belt is the start you're looking for. Don't put yourself behind the 8 ball. Don't force yourself to make that deep losers bracket run 2 weeks in a row. They take care of business. They're up against MJ and Poro, and in pretty good fashion. 2-0. They look strong throughout the set. They move on. The one set that we didn't see on stream Apache and Shiro up against Team State Fair. Team State Fair able to take it a full 3 games, but they end up falling. It's the 2-1 win for Apache and Shiro. So the way our matchup's set up now, as already mentioned, Vitamin Water up against Mike and Ike. We got Moonlit Knights up against Apache and Shiro. Those are the winners semifinals. Down on the loser side, Frog in the Well, that's Greeted Squad up against A-Gun by AOC, and then MJ and Poro up against State Fair. And Meth and Clueless, I really need to see a good set from them there. Of course, we won't see it on stream, but this is a squad that, another one that I felt like really kicked things off strong. They had a very good week 1, but it's been a bit of a roller coaster since then. Really need to see State Fair make a solid run here on the loser side of the bracket. Never easy to lose that first set. They need to get things going right now. We'll have to see how they can get it done. We've got winners semifinals, though, on deck. We've got Charles and EE ready to go, so let's hand it back over to them.
All right, thank you so much, Yeso. Always appreciate your breakdown, analysis, and just good vibes all around, man. Always appreciate you, but appreciate some awesome gameplay as well. As said, winter semis, Chuck, on the horizon as we continue to delve deeper into our Series E bracket here for MultiVersus. Very excited. Again, so many questions to answer, like what character combinations are we going to see further on? Are we going to see the 5-peat from Koslix and Mirror Man? And if not, who's going to be the team that knocks them off this extended trip to the throne that they've been enjoying?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It's tough, too, because the World's Greatest Detective is the team that has been so close to doing it for so many weeks, not in the bracket this week.
Dun, dun, dun.
Very big curveball.
Yep.
So I know some of the competitors in that team are at Frosty Fausting, so shout out to that tournament. Fantastic FGC tournament, so make sure to check that out this weekend as well as the rest of this tournament. So going to be going to the winners semis side of things, and I believe we're going to get into the first match, which will be the Team Vitamin Water match. So we will see if the consistency keeps on roaming, right? We saw the consistency in round 1, not dropping a single game. Was kind of close game number 2, but Team Vitamin Water really, really solid, and I mean just so clutch. I think that's what makes them so consistent as well, right? There's so many scenarios where maybe they shouldn't be winning when they are, but I mean that's what makes a team clutch, and I mean how clutch you are is going to really determine how consistent you are as well, right?
I mean, good teams, good teams, good players, what do? Well, they do better than anybody. They find a way to win, okay? Like they exploit even the tiniest bit of opportunity to take it all the way. And that's definitely something Team Vitamin Water has proven that they are more than capable of doing it. And that last bout that we saw, though, Mike and Ike involved in, though, they were pretty clutch as well. And I noticed kind of switching up on us again, right? This time Harley out to play, making her first debut on the stream for this particular bracket. So we'll see how they deal with that class of character, Harley and the assassin type herself. But we're going to have to do a lot of keeping up, man. My man Bugs is over here already trying to take control of things.
Yeah, last week, what do you call that? We saw oh man,
that's a death.
That's an early KO there. And yeah, last week we saw Mirror Man on the Bugs Money skin, with the suit and tie on. Year of the Rabbit, you already know.
It is the Year of the Rabbit. Oh my goodness, bro. Year of the Rabbit, Year of my man, Mirror Man. He is absolutely trying to clean house right now, just wrecking through. Koslix offering some great support. This red team needs to find a way to get some offense cooking. Finally able to put a point on the board. I mean, it's still evened up for sure, and they're not behind too far in the percentage, but yeah, you can definitely tell that the momentum, though, still favoring the blue for the moment.
Yeah, just a tad bit here. Mystery Machine's out and about, but there they go. Not the most effective sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
They're on the screen,
It was present.
They're trying.
Yeah, it was present. We'll give them that.
And usually we've been seeing a little uptick in Harley usage. This character was a menace in closed beta and even in the alpha as well. This character was absolutely insane.
Yeah, Harley's
has received a bit of nerfs, but kind of coming back to the meta here in the doubles format is incredible in the singles format. But usually we see Harley paired with characters like Wonder Woman for the most part, but now we're kind of seeing Harley being used as a frontliner in this specific comp with the Black Adam. Isn't working out too well though right now. Right now that Harley weight is just really hard to deal with in doubles, and sometimes you just get hit by a stray hit and it could mean your entire point going over to the other side. So looks like Team Vitamin Water is still all control all the time here with the bugs, with the Velma, getting all these combos up, down, just bouncing all around, right?
Yeah, honestly, dude, sometimes that's really all it takes. Okay, Harley, big play right there. Much needed point being put on the board, but it might be too little too late. Just such a strong lead from Bugs and Velma. Hard to see them letting this one get away, but I mean, honestly, stranger things have happened, but you can see that they know they're in control. They're content to back up a little bit, kind of let them engage first when it comes to initiating some of that offense and just punishing accordingly. Yeah, and Mirror Man just doing it flawlessly. Look at that trapping, bro. Worried about the Acme Rocket, but you should be worried about those feet, bro, because it puts them on you.
Oh, wow. Okay, the upswing. Oh, not going to be ready to capitalize, and because of that, that is going to be the end of that game number 1. Maybe Harley could have got the finisher, but was going for that side special for the recovery, so it was in that end lag, not able to capitalize on that hit on Bugs there. So Team Vitamin Water with a very solid game 1 win.
Yeah, that was really, really good. I mean, you just look at the KOs distributed evenly, the percentage delivered from both into 300s. I mean, that was just, about as equal of a dominant performance from both players as you could expect. So good on them, opening up very, very strongly there. Kind of what we expected to see, right? No surprises.
Oh yeah, for sure. And again, I mean, this Harley front line not working too well for Team Mike and Ike. We'll maybe see the swap to Stripe.
I think I really liked the Stripe when they brought him out in their last set. I was actually a little surprised not to see that. But one thing that, Team Mike and Ike, we could definitely credit them for, they're not afraid to experiment a little bit, right? They're not afraid to go into their character pools and mess around and delve into some different strategies. Obviously, the Harley coming up a little bit short, but yeah, as I said, I would really like to see that Stripe make an appearance.
Yeah, we could see the Stripe make an appearance. We could also see the Morty make an appearance as well, as we did see it last week. You are going up against the best team in the series. Could be the best team in the world. Wouldn't be surprised right now.
Four of them things, bro. 4 of them things in a row.
Yeah.
It's a good team.
I mean, could be the title here for Team Vitamin Water. Just such a strong team, and now showing consistency. We had those expectations in the first couple weeks, and they weren't really meeting them, but finally things started to click for Vitamin Water, and they're showing us exactly why they're going for not only their 4th, but now their 5th win in a row this week.
Yeah, very, very important for them to put together a nice, obviously like a nice little win streak. It's already at 4, trying to go for 5. At this point, why not? And the thing that they probably have in the back of their mind too is arguably their main competition, as we said, the world's greatest. They're not here this week, right? So that kind of clears the path. And that could work for and against you, right? It could make it so, okay, it's going to be an easier run through to get another title. Or you feel a little too confident, get a little too complacent, and a team surprises you like, oh, no, you're not going to take us lightly. We're not the ones to sleep on, okay? So it's kind of, obviously always got to stay engaged. That's that championship mindset that I want to see. But off to game number 2 we are, and yet again, we're seeing a swap here. This time bringing out another one of the lovely divas of this game, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Wonder Woman, especially early on, I mean, still is a very meta character right now. I do think Wonder Woman is another one of those characters that is extremely flexible. You can pair Wonder Woman with a backliner. It's really great because Wonder Woman is a frontliner herself and has tools to protect her backliner, or you can play double frontliner with Wonder Woman and kind of all in on that rushdown, right? So Wonder Woman, again, just such a flexible character and has had actually an incredible amount of buffs to some of the anti-projectile tools that she has. Oh, but there is Black Adam taking it off the top here, and already this Wonder Woman paying off, getting this 1-point lead.
I'm definitely enjoying what I'm seeing out of the Wonder Woman. Just seems like it's helping the offense flow a little bit more consistently. Black Adam in a little bit of trouble. They got him on the ropes, but wow, talk about turning the tide. I mean, that was insane. And this is humongous right now. Wonder Woman providing some assistance for Black Adam. They are going all the way in right now. 2 points on the board, unanswered up until that point, Charles, but Black Adam's still relatively low.
Yeah, and all this armor you're giving to the Black Adam as well is just kind of getting a little out of hand here. We'll see if Team Vitamin Water can go ahead and seal the deal here with Black Adam, but no, Black Adam coming in and playing a little frontline himself.
He's got those combinations. Don't sleep, man. Kind of used to him hanging back a little bit, but no, he has shown he can definitely get involved and into the fray. And look at that, just headhunting on this Velma. Good maneuverability, actually. Trying to exploit some of those weaknesses, but going to end up paying the cost right there. 2 points apiece. Oh my God. Man. If he got that back to hit, they would have snuck into the lead 100%.
Yeah, that
high up? Oh, I don't even question that.
That is the dirty setups coming out from Mirrorman. Mirrorman knows so many scenarios where that's going to go ahead and work just a tad bit off that one. Even changing the pie direction as well. Mirrorman showing off all the tricks Bugs can do here, but it's not enough just yet as Team Mike and Ike serving the first blow in terms of game count to Team Vitamin Water here in semis.
What did I tell you, Charles? Don't get comfortable. Don't get complacent. Don't look too far ahead. They're in winter semis as well for a reason. So now a really, really tough game coming up right now for Team Vitamin Water because that Wonder Woman was looking crispy.
Yes, Wonder Woman is doing a fantastic job. Martoons on that Black Adam doing so many reversals, right? Especially that down air reversal on Kozilek's on the right was a very big deal. Getting those reversals, setting up those KOs, such a big part of the team. But the reason why Black Adam had the time and the space to do that is because of the threat of Wonder Woman always occupying that and the armor coming out onto Black Adam. When they finally close the gap, then you got to deal with Black Adam with armor. And as long as Black Adam has a little bit of time to start up some of the moves, like the side air, charging the side air, it is a very large active move. So when you give Black Adam that space and that little bit of time, and like things like Wonder Woman just being there or that armor does give him that luxury. So really, we're seeing Team Mike and Ike take full advantage of that.
Yeah, it's funny. We talk about Batman with prep time. How about Black Adam with prep time? Okay, he can get some damage on the board and get the job done as well. Really, really impressive stuff. It's the fluidity in which they're playing with different character lineups that I'm really appreciating. That Wonder Woman coming in, making an immediate splash, forcing this game number 3. And look, the momentum's on your side. I mean, you got nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? You got nothing to lose. It's on the other side. Vitamin Water is like, okay, we got 4, going for 5. Like, we don't want to lose it here. We don't want to lose it in semis. We want to at least get the winners finals, guarantee those best of 5s. But no. It's not written just yet. So I'm eager to see. Can't imagine a world where they swap off the Wonder Woman, right?
No, it worked out so well. I actually don't even think they're allowed to.
Well, yeah, that's true. So you're stuck.
If I'm not mistaken.
But that's a good question. I mean, but Velma, Bugs, do you stick with the same team comp? I feel like you do.
Absolutely.
I feel like you do, yeah. And that's one thing,
the reason why you have the 4-way.
Exactly. I was going to say, like, you don't really get rattled after one loss, right? Like, you understand, like, your opponents are very, very capable.
Oh, wow, they are able to switch.
Oh, they are able. So, yeah, okay, there you go.
This is...
So they're giving them 3 different looks. Harley, Wonder Woman, and now Arya.
Uh-oh. Wow. Oh, the chase down. Oh, using the safe. That was so smart coming out from Kozilek, and great assistance coming out from Mirrorman. Yeah. So really just avoiding that. And I mean, when you talk about vertical KO pressure, well, this team's got it all in spades. And we've seen teams like Ross and Cinco run this comp, right?
Yes.
The Arya and the Black Adam. So can be very potent in terms of verticality. And there's the down air, both off stage here. Velma's so vulnerable, but able to make it back. It is Team Vitamin Water with a very impressive recovery. That was all control from the red team, and they were able to sneak past it.
And it's far from easy to do with Velma, right? We understand, like, off stage, that is where you can really exploit that character. But Kozilek's having the wherewithal to get himself back. Very impressive stuff. And just like that, fighting and duking it out for stage control, still very much so even. Nobody get to put a point on the board just yet. Oh, Bugs gotta be careful coming down aggressively. Taking the right route.
Yeah, look at this. I mean, blue team just with all the control of the center stage here. But red team doesn't mean you have to go right in. And look at this, getting a nice little combo. And the finisher, going to be the first point. And you can tell how serious both teams are playing it, because there's some times where everything's really high pace and then the neutral slows down to a crawl, right? And then just slow and steady wins the race here. And the neutral is being so clean from both players. And then once they find the opening, these top level teams just make it count.
They've yet to put a point on just yet. Really strong, defensively minded options coming out from the red squad. Still, no, not enough. I mean, look at that 140 and done. Okay, I was going to say, even Black Adam at that heavyweight is going to eventually fall. Velma, though, needs to be super careful. And Arya exploiting that position, that higher percentage, going to keep them in the lead. Maybe, okay, I was going to say, if that up air can connect, yeah, that's exactly what they needed, to tie it right back up. So down, but far from out. And they're really starting to pick up the pace a little bit. Yeah, look at that. Smart stuff. Using the strengths of Velma, she can be so effective from a distance. They know that.
Yeah, and even with that KO lead, you see the blue team able to kind of even things up in terms of percent. They're a little bit behind, but it's not too bad. But wait a minute, the downer's so close to connecting. That would have been a KO onto the Velma here. Oh man, that was so close. But now terrifying. More of the projectiles being set up here. And okay, watch out for the rocket. Black Adam actually playing more of the front line instead of the Arya. Arya looking like waiting to strike here.
Yeah, that would have definitely been detrimental for sure. Black Adam able to survive off of it. If they can find another opportunity. Big swings from Bugs, but gonna be costly. Should be fine. Yes, he is. Nice use of the safe, but Black Adam still able to catch him.
Okay, this is a big combo starter here. Gonna be able to rack up some damage. Oh yes, okay. And that's going to be a huge amount of damage onto the Velma. Not such a great position. So much you have to avoid here. Mirrorman trying to make sure that Caustic recovers safely. That is their last point. Caustic cannot fall here.
Yeah, Caustic's understanding that too. And it's kind of, it's a little funky right now. One thing Caustic might be able to do is take advantage of the fact, okay, they're going to be hunting me down really solidly. Maybe I can catch them off guard a little bit. Oh, don't mess around with Black Adam. You've got to put some space between them. And Arya doing such a good job not letting herself be caught up in any of the fray. The madness right now.
Yeah, and Arya kind of in the same position, right? So Mirrorman hunting down the Arya, but it looks like Black Adam also hunting down the Velma here. So this is a very tug and pull of just the final point here. And this is where all the team macro starts to come into play, right? How you position and who's protecting what. And how you use your resources in terms of offense or defense. This is where a lot of those intricacies come into play here. Even target swapping.
Dude, they got to be careful. They are tunnel visioning on Velma and taking some damage. In addition to that, a big swing from Arya, not going to connect. I think they're going to win, and they do. Dude, they tunnel vision for like 30 seconds straight on Velma. Yeah. And the chip damage is starting. And what did I say? If you just focus in too much, you're going to make some mistakes and they're going to capitalize off of that. And those percentages start to add up. And who was the victim of that? Little Arya Stark, who doesn't have the weight to compensate. Wow.
Yeah, and again, that's where that high level macro comes into play, because if you tunnel too hard onto one player and they're just using all their resources to completely avoid you and not even fight you, then at that point you have to turn and just fight the other player, right?
At no point did they just take a breath and just step back a little bit. You know what I mean?
Step back, target swap if you have to.
Exactly. Let's just take a breath here. We have a solid lead. We need maybe one good hit on this Velma to finish things off. And I feel like they went too hard. They went too ham.
Well, even Black Adam was getting to a KO percent as well. So
that's what I'm saying. Like in his desire to try and finish it off, like he's taking this percentage too.
Right. And that's where target swapping comes in. And that's what separates the good from the great when it comes to MultiVersus, is those team fundamentals. You saw Team Vitamin Water. Oh, okay, right now Velma's at high percent. You're going to play more back. You're going to play a little bit more evasive. But they're not afraid to target swap. Even though Arya was the clear target, they still tacked on damage onto Black Adam. So if this continues, then they have two options to get the KO, right? Because Black Adam was getting into that triple digits, pretty close. Not necessarily as close as Arya was, and at the end of the day, Arya was the one that got KO'd. But I mean, just being able to hit those target swaps is very important. Whereas on the other side, I feel like the other team were way too focused onto the Velma, right?
It really just came down to, I think, Caustic and Mirrorman understanding, like, okay, they're going to expect Velma to just run. There are a lot of points where, she's being, of course, defensive like you have to be. But when the opportunity presents herself, she was throwing out those up airs. She was getting those straight hits as well. And like you said, that started to accumulate damage, especially on Black Adam. So that became a little bit of a concern too. But, just knowing you're just one hit away from getting into winners finals, I understand, the desire is there. But, you can never look too far ahead. And I feel like that's what happened there. So kudos to Caustic and Mirrorman clutching up yet again and getting themselves into winners finals. That was nuts.
Yeah, but I gotta say, this week is looking a little rougher than some of the other weeks. Considering that the world's greatest detectives haven't even entered the fray for this week, still a pretty, I wouldn't say like rough run, just a little harder than usual.
It's a pro bracket for a reason.
It is a pro bracket for a reason.
That's all I know, okay?
So
that's all I know.
High-end talent coming in the building, and we're gonna get right into the next match. Moonlit Knights. Their second debut here at this Series E tournament, and they got third place last week. Very excellent showing, and that was from the losers. Now, what happens if it's a little bit different? And the great thing is, if you get this win, then you get your run back from last week, because this team, Moonlit Knights, did fight up against Team Vitamin Water last week in round 1 winners. They kind of got mopped up.
They did.
But, I mean, you always want that run back, and oh man, look at this
now. They're doing the mopping right now. That's what I'm talking about. Hell of a start. Oh, and those walls breaking, maybe not the most opportune thing for them. Okay, no, nice use of the gun from Stripe to keep Superman from coming back, and that was just really good awareness from Finn to secure that. Brilliantly played on his end.
Yeah, and this team is very fun to watch. Team Apachiro is Apache and Shiro, they're just so great because they usually double down on these rushdown team comps. So we do see the Finn and the Strike, bang, bang, and just like that. Oh, the combos. Oh, are we going for it again? Oh, man, almost getting Superman low enough to get that double edge guard. But look at this team's offense. They execute it so well, especially when they do the 2v1 edge guards. You really get to see the offense of this team shine.
I really appreciate that too, right? Just a team that can be just so aggressive at any point in time is definitely one you have to fear. And they do it so well too. It's not just reckless throwing out hitboxes and hits and attacks. It's calculated, right? Everything with a purpose, and the follow-ups they can get too, just covering so much space so quickly. Really helping them through right now. Still 2 points apiece right now. Superman being back down a little bit, using that frost breath to alleviate some pain and pressure. Finn almost got there, but that was actually a really good save from Velma.
Yeah, slowing down a character like Finn is so important. And look at all of the stalls. Really great stuff from Shiro, but at the end of the day, Superman can stall just as hard, and he'll eventually get you.
That's one thing about Supes, man. Like, when he's on the hunt, when he's in that pursuit, he's definitely probably going to come out on the winning side 9 times out of 10. So 153 right now. He is sitting really high and still not letting that deter him at all from still being an offensive juggernaut, and they take it by 2 points. Moonlit Knights getting lit in game 1.
Yeah, man, Shiro and Apache just could not get the KO on Oopster. It was so hard, and Broski doing a fantastic job of giving Oopster all of these openings and covering fire and all of that, right? So Oopster was just able to go on a rampage off stage, and it was so fun to watch. And Broski just knows exactly how to operate Velma in this specific team comp of that bruiser type frontline, right? So you just know exactly where and when to support your bruiser, and you just get to see a game like that where the offense, even though the enemy team doubling down on the double frontliner offense, just could not withstand the buffed Superman, right?
Nah, not at all. I mean, once Superman gets cooking like that, I mean, just forget about it, right? He's like already like, okay, we're feeling like we're so far ahead. We're just gonna go ahead and close this one out, and they did so in dominant fashion. So, big fan of this Supes, man. This Oops tier Supes is clean. Like, I am a big fan of this right now for sure. So another great winter semis unfolding before our very eyes.
Yeah, and another thing that Oops tier does very well against very speedy comps, you have to do this against fast comps, and especially comps like this where it's like Finn, Stripe, both these characters have monster air mobility, right? They're just flying through the air. They have really good side airs, so they just being able to approach is such a good thing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very troublesome for your Velma to get disengaged, right? So what Oops tier does is just applies the frost breath, applies those frost stacks, and just slows them down. Once you slow down some of these assassin type characters, that's when it gets a little harder, or not even a lot harder for them to get their openings, and even then, just a lot harder for them to recover. When you have those frost stacks, everything slows down.
There you go.
So even your edge guarding gets nerfed, your recoveries get nerfed, like just your mobility across the board, and this is what those characters thrive in. So
straight up getting nerfed, bro. You already said it, but let's get into it. Game number 2. Not seeing a switch at all. And again, I really do appreciate just the speed in which this Finn Stripe combination can operate at. It's just like, can they get the lead early enough where they're not always having to, play from behind? I feel like that's definitely something that can really throw this team off. Oh my goodness.
Oh, falls out.
He
still makes it back? My goodness. Okay. All right, Finn.
The fact that, him falling out, I was like, okay, gets a little bit of a reprieve there, but Superman, as we've said many times, Charles, unrelenting.
Okay, but can you get this point onto Superman at a reasonable percent? That was a big question. Or can you get the opening on the Velma? Ooh, there's the backpack into the... No, okay, tries to get the Saw Blade. Wow. But right now, it looks like the blue team is hovering on that top right, but for how long? Nice. The 2v1 edge guard, and they get back-to-back points here, and they could get another one right now.
Oh, you got to be super careful. Velma getting exploited, not going to be as easy to do to Superman, and they understand that. I mean, that was absolutely huge. Oh, Soup's trying to make some big plays. Stripe, though, I love that. Not afraid to go off stage and challenge. You got to be super careful, obviously. Pay Superman that proper amount of respect. But they are definitely willing to make the plays.
Yeah, I mean, that's just Stripe. Apache just knowing how to play against Superman, right? Sometimes your teammate's going to get jammed at, 30% against Superman off stage, but Superman has to extend very far to do that, right? So sometimes you just have to be able to return the favor, get the point trade to keep things even. Oh, speaking of which.
Big swing. Oh, that's going to be clean from Soups. Nicely done, Stripe. Don't get caught, too. He's delaying a little bit, but that's going to enable the 2v1, and Finn taking a little bit of a beating right now. Oh, good pickup.
Not even going to go for the double dip there, just getting out of there. There is the charged up attack. Okay, going to get some damage. The backpack doing a bit of damage as well, but getting popped up. And right now, Stripe looking at a little bit of that higher percent. I mean, honestly, 2 points on the board, and everyone looking closer and closer to that KO percent. Oh, there goes the first one. Yep. Superman goes.
That was beautiful. No fear at all. Again, I pointed that out. Stripe not afraid to challenge Soups off the stage. And starting to pay off. And now Velma in a little bit of trouble here, too. One more point to go for Red Team. They are trying to get this to Game 3, and they are going to do just that. Quick, efficient bounce back. And we got ourselves a Game 3 for winter semis.
Yeah, and this time we saw the Red Team. We got to see their offense shine, right? They didn't get slowed down by the Frostbear as much. And those 2v1 edge guards, like I said, this team, in terms of offense, they execute that so well. Yeah, obviously, they're playing characters that have a ton of air mobility, and very good aerials to go ahead and execute those off stage. So they're really doubling down, and their team comp, is going to be one of the pluses for that. But they're also just fantastic at executing it, and especially when they have 2v2 edge guards, what they'll usually do is they'll just pre-position really well, get one player out of the board, and then go back to the other one and get the edge guard on both of them. And I mean, we saw them open up with that last game, right? So really, really great way to start things off and get yourself a lead.
That was just a different performance, you know what I'm saying? Like just a complete 180 from games 1 and 2. And really, again, the one thing I super appreciated was Stripe being just fearless off the stage. He said, you know what, Soups, man, I ain't got kryptonite, okay, but I got heart, okay? And this big ass chainsaw, okay? And I'm coming for you with all of them. So I appreciated that. That was really good. So eager to see game number 3 and how that one will unfold. Winner of this will move on to winners finals to face our defending champions, Mirror Man and Kostlik. So either way you go after seeing a performance like that in both games 1 and 2, you're going to get a treat in winners finals.
Oh yeah, for sure. And we'll see who's going to take it here in game number 3. We'll see what kind of adjustments both teams are making. I don't think we're going to have any character swaps or anything of the sort. Both teams seem pretty committed to these comps right here. And again, I am a huge fan of the Shiro Finn. Just really, you're seeing how the New Age Finn plays, a lot more gem. And even now we're seeing the Frostbreath kind of freezing up some of these projectiles as well.
All right, we're getting right into it. Very excited to see how this one does pan out. 2 great games behind us and another one in front of us. Oh, all right, Superman charging. Comes in, though, but nice interruption from Stripe. And he's taking some liberties right now with Velma, who's in a little bit of trouble.
Okay, wow, the gang's already out. That was quick.
That did not take a long time at all. They was like, look, we need some help now.
We got the clues on deck.
Please.
Oh, the charge. Okay, the full swing here. Oh, and there's a chainsaw, and it's been a second or third one. The connect here. Oh, and the shots are enough to take Broski all the way off the top there.
That was nasty. Big plays, and another one, too. They are dominating the early parts of this game. Maybe Soups can get something cooking now. No, actually, good stuff from Finn. Being old reliable as far as partnerships go.
Still alive here. There's a teleport from the gem. Getting things done, trying to get the edge guard here, but caught in 4K, and it's going to be a point on the board here finally for the blue team. Are they going to be able to catch Stripe as well? Off the top, they're trying to go for it, but then now target switch onto the Finn. I love that play.
Doing a real good job using those saw blades too to kind of create some space to come back down. Soups, though, not shying away from the challenge, but really just not able to impose himself as dominantly as we saw in that
first
game.
You got caught.
Oh, no, I did not. No, I did not. That was absolute domination. Finn and Stripe booking a trip convincingly to the winners finals and denying the Moonlit Knights a run back with Team Vitamin Water from last week.
What a set.
They put it on them.
Shiro and Apache really stepping it up, and it really just, again, comes down to these 2v1 edge guards. Right there was a slip up from Oopster. Oopster tried to interrupt the backpack and actually got caught in the backpack itself, and once that happened, I was like, oh no, you do not want to be caught in this backpack, because that the team's just so ready to follow up, even if it's two people getting caught up in that backpack. And the nice thing about multi-hits like Backpack or Taz Tornado, since it's a multi-hit, it gives you a lot of time to interrupt it. But if you catch both players, it gives your teammate a lot of time to follow up on that, and can actually just throw out moves while they're locked up in the backpack, or you can wait and choose to follow up after the backpack sends off that final hit. But regardless, just when you're that close to that blast zone, it's going to be so hard to really avoid all of that, and just Apache and Shiro just doing a fantastic job. Again, these 2v1 or 2v2 edge guards have been 10 out of 10 this entire tournament.
Yeah, that last game, they straight up beat them down, okay? They took them to task, and it wasn't even close. And it's kind of funny, because that's kind of like some of the matches that we've seen, Oops Tier involved in. Like, he's kind of been on the delivering side. That time, the receiving end, and it was none too pretty. So that was definitely a authoritative way to get yourself into winners finals. I really appreciate that. So another excellent game for sure, but it does set up a really good winners finals. I mean, it's a little bit of a different look than maybe you would have expected, but definitely one we appreciate. So I'm eager to see how it's going to unfold. And that'll be best of 5 too. So that one, I think I think that one has the potential to really go the distance. Yeah, the classic combination versus just a full-on W key team.
But yeah, absolutely. And Moonlit Knights, honestly, showing a little bit of consistency here. Not getting to winners finals, but I have no doubt in my mind that Moonlit Knights will be able to make another losers run, right? They were able to make a losers run last week from round 1 losers all the way to losers finals, getting 3rd last week. So we'll see if they can go ahead and emulate that, and maybe even get a little bit farther than the losers finals. But we'll see. Definitely one of the stronger teams to go ahead and enter the Pro Night here for Series E for MultiVersus. So looking forward, and I'm glad that we're seeing a return. I always like to see Clark on the screen, man. Superman's probably my favorite. Not even probably. In terms of casting, Superman's my favorite character to cast.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, it's like he's just so sneaky. You know what I mean? Like, he's so sneaky. He can just, like, it's hard to take him out. He can just take out stocks in the blink of an eye. So I can definitely understand that for sure. I would say, even though I haven't seen him in a long time, Jake is probably still my number 1. I'm a big Jake guy. Just awesome. Jake is just
And Jake's very popular.
Nobody's playing him right now, but Jake is just an awesome character. But out of everything that we've seen here, for sure, really enjoyed some Wonder Woman play, and really enjoyed some Stripe play as well too. So, and of course, Bugs. Bugs is just the OG as well. So.
A classic, if you will.
Yeah, a lot of good characters that I have enjoyed too. I like Velma as well too. I actually think Velma's pretty dope for what she does, like in her support role. Especially when we see those times where Velma's put off stage, maybe in a precarious situation, like it could be just like a bad spot or a 2v1, and she's able to navigate back onto. I always think that's really impressive, because she does not have the best air mobility.
Oh yeah, mobility, recovery in general, it can be pretty rough. So watching, really saw. I mean, even we saw Team Vitamin Water with an excellent recovery, and usually, those 2v2 edgeguard scenarios are really hard to get out of, and even teams like Shiro and Apache, they're just very strong. That's one of their strong suits in terms of their team play, right? But we see Mirror Man and Caustics just recover so well with that team. I mean, Bugs obviously has a very strong recovery, but it's the way Mirror Man also covers Caustics, because he has that good recovery, and the way Caustics as they recover together. The team recoveries are so insane for Team Vitamin Water, and having a really good defense really will take you a long ways in terms of giving your team more consistency, right? Because it'll essentially just, if you have good defense, you'll have more of those chances to be like, okay, well, we got another chance now. We have another chance. We have another chance. And then that also snowballs with how clutch you are. If you get a lot of chances and your team's very clutch, well, that's a formula for disaster for your opponent's team.
I would agree with that for sure, but definitely a formula for success from all these teams we've seen compete who have advanced through the winners bracket. Again, Winners Finals is going to be insane. I mean, we actually might be getting Winners Finals next, I think.
Yeah, I think we're going right into it.
Which I would love that. So, yeah, apparently it is actually coming up right now, so we don't have to wait too much longer to see who's going to do that. I mean, can they get to Grand Finals, make things a little bit easier on themselves in getting the 5-peat? That's Team Vitamin Water. Or will Apache and Shiro continue to shine and take them out right now? Let's go. Game number 1, Sky Arena.
Yeah, and in terms of defense versus offense, we're going to see it right here. And by no means does Team Vitamin Water have no offense, but in terms of defensive options, this team has a lot of it.
They're more of the classic style, yeah.
Yeah, and there are so many high-level cooldowns that you have to show a lot of respect and work really well around. So we're going to see if Team Apachiro can go ahead and do that. Shiro and Apache just, so strong when it comes to offense. But when you hit this wall that is Team Vitamin Water, can you get through it? Can you get the offense going? Can you even set up the edge guards? You got to win the neutral first, right? Edge guarding is a privilege after you win that neutral exchange. And right now, Team Vitamin Water neutral is so powerful.
Yeah, they are definitely cooking up something big right now. At the moment, you can see it too, just really capitalizing. Anytime there's an opportunity to get a straight hit, not letting it go to waste. But kudos to Finn right there. Spin to win. Now about getting a point on the board, much needed. Oh my goodness, Bugs, slow down.
Geez.
Slow down, those word bubbles helping out.
Yeah, great supporting fire coming out here from Costlix right now. And 1 point apiece, not looking too bad, but percentage a little bit heavier on the side of the red team here. But Mirrorman in the triple digits here. We'll see if red team can make some kind of play happen here. The shots are enough. Yes, they are.
Okay, it kind of teased us a little bit, right? I thought he might be surviving that, but no, was not meant to be. Well done for Stripe. Not giving up on that one at all. They got themselves a very slight lead here.
And that's the thing about Stripe that's so powerful, right? You can get a hit that might not necessarily mean it's like close to a KO, but not necessarily a KO.
Yes.
But you have those gunshots, right? If you have the bullets in the chamber, it could mean a KO. It could mean that tipping point, and that's what makes the character so strong.
Oh, nice. Okay, no, actually played around the rockets.
Wow,
they're avoiding everything,
okay,
bro.
okay.
Yeah, they are not trying to let this game go. Okay, there's one.
That safe was a field goal, man.
It really was. It really was.
Oh, is it enough? Okay, and like you said, Caustic is so good with this Velma, getting those stray hits, right? Velma is so good in a stray hit environment. You don't have the flashiest combos. You know, sometimes you can get a couple of dares into the camera shot. But, I mean, it's mainly just getting these stray hits with that up attack, with that up air, right?
They got to be careful. I mean, Velma
hold up.
very well... Oh, I was going to say Velma could very much so be the weak link, but shut me up. Before I could even finish the sentence, as she closes that one out to give their team the 4 point needed to get game number 1.
Yeah, and Costlix ending it out with the hardest of reads, that down air. Charging it up and fast falling it down, you're really going to cover that recovery that you just want to go to the wall, gain your resources back, and then maybe go straight up the wall, or you can go around, up and around. But essentially, once you hit that wall, you get all your resources back. Caustic knowing exactly where and when his opponent wanted to hit that wall. So, and going for that hard read with Velma is actually very risky. Velma does not have the greatest recovery, so putting yourself that low is pretty risky. But
you're rolling the dice on that, because if you whiff, you're like, oh crap, like, and your opponent knows that too.
Got caught stealing from the cookie jar. You know what I mean? It's not good. But you know, you had the lead. You also had Mirrorman backing you up, and then sometimes when as long as you're not too close to the opponent, when Velma's hanging on the wall, you do have a really good up air to defend yourself. Yeah. So you can like drop from the wall up air. That's kind of nice by the ledge, but other than that, it's pretty dangerous waters, right? So amazing stuff from Costlix, closing that one out. I mean, again, just so many great straight hits from in that game 1. And really enabling Mirrorman to be as mobile as he is. But honestly, Costlix was getting a lot of the KOs that first game. So
it really
great stuff to Costlix.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you mentioned it, like, you know, converting those stray hits into just really, you know, good, honestly, just good stocks, right? That's really what it kind of came down to, right? Just getting those points on the board. And Stripe, too, like, right, Stripe was really, I think Stripe did a good job capitalizing as well. But, like, just the offense was good. And right out the gate, I feel like it was like, you know, it was kind of like catching them off guard a little bit, but it started to wane a little bit, started to stagger, and that's where you really saw Vitamin Water start to excel once they're able to get a little more comfortable, get those setups, get that space between them, and then punish them for trying to be super aggressive.
Yeah, and I also want to shout out Caustic too, because these matchups can be a little rough. If you're playing Velma into characters with great air mobility, defending yourself as Velma against these characters can be a little rough. Obviously, Mirror Man is also backing you up, but you just have to go for a lot of like hard call-out anti-airs with up air up attack, which can sometimes leave you vulnerable and stuff like that. So Caustic's really holding his own against the double rush down, which is really impressive. And then on top of that, even doubling down and getting some hard reads and getting early KOs and abusing the weight of this team, right?
That's what you got to do. So here we go, game number 2. A little more close quarters on the Bat Cave. So maybe not quite as much room to operate is what they're thinking. Just really get those hits to connect. Oh, but the only thing connecting right now, Bugs going on a little bit of a tear. Don't get caught up there. Don't get caught up there now. Hold on, Velma. Yet again, Costalix continuing to be a presence and a force to deal with.
Oh, the shots are not enough. Caustic's fantastic KBI there and is going to survive just a little bit, and that's such a big deal. All the bullets expended here, and blue team is still up, but they do have quite a bit of damage on them. We saw the red team just come back and get this crazy team combo on the right, racked up so much damage, and just like that, bouncing off the ground is going to be the first point, but blue team's already answering back and getting another KO. But man, right now the points are just flying all over the board right now.
I'm loving it. Back and forth action as you would expect. Just two amazing teams. This offense right now from the red team, they're looking to use that to propel them, get themselves on the board. Last thing you want to be doing is facing a deficit of 0-2. Makes it that much harder to win, and they know that. And you can tell they're definitely playing with that aggression. Good coverage from Stripe. Can Velma make it back? Yes, not without taking some hits though. They are aware of that, so Mirror Man gonna have to interject.
Ooh, here's the combo. Oh, yep, trying to get that up air, try to get that side air with the bullets. This could be it, but saving the bullets. Oh, the edge guard off stage here. Okay, both players able to make it back, but Finn takes enough damage to get KO'd by Mirror Man here.
All right, looking pretty good.
Oh, Luck. Oh, wow. Oh, Mirror Man. Dang. That's a. I thought this was Mirror Man though.
Wait, is that not Mirror Man?
Yeah, it's like I thought it was. I thought Mirror Man was just playing on a different account.
Yeah, that's. Wait, what?
Daggy.
No one told us till now.
I just assumed Mirror Man was playing on another account.
I
don't know why.
Costalix team with Mirror Man.
Yeah.
Who plays Bugs?
Our bad. Sorry, Luck.
I'm not apologizing. The heck? I thought that was Mirror Man. He refuses. I will not apologize. But I'll give you credit, Luck. You're a badass too.
Wow, okay.
All right, well, good stuff with Luck. Apparently, Mirror Man is in the process of moving somewhere.
Okay.
So he subbed in another very capable Bugs.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, if you can't tell the difference, that's a compliment,
That's
bro.
A compliment, man.
A compliment.
I was like, dang, Mirror Man playing really well this week.
Like, dang, Mirror Man, you're looking different.
Wow, so, I mean, shouts to Luck. Luck doing an incredible job as, teaming with Caustic here for Mirror Man on Team Vitamin Water. So,
I like how we went 3 sets without nobody.
I saw, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I saw the name difference, but I'm like, okay, but it's like
I saw
Team
it too,
Vitamin
but
Water,
like
right?
a lot of times players will not, like their names don't always match like their game
exactly,
like stuff like MultiVersus and stuff like that.
Right.
You know?
So, dang.
I'm BBL nice banded on Fortnite. You never know.
Bringing out the Smurfs. Yeah, I thought Mirror Man was smurfing. All right, guys, I thought he was.
You know what?
I even said at the beginning, I'm like, oh yeah, he's not wearing the skin, the tuck skin.
You did mention that, yeah. The Bugs Money skin or whatever.
Yeah, the Bugs Money.
Oh, how do you like that? All right, well, Luck and Costalix this week, still having the same success that apparently Mirror Man and Costalix have enjoyed over these past 4 weeks. So kudos to Luck, stepping in and filling in and doing an excellent job. I mean, they're up 2-0 right now in winners finals. One more to seal the deal and guarantee that spot in grand finals. Very, very important to get the job done. Let's see if they can put it away.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I'm still just tripping out over how good Luck is.
Yeah. All right, Luck, my bad, dog. You got it. You got the juice.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Luck and Caustic's playing fantastic right now. Up 2-0, really shutting down this double rush down. And again, these recoveries are really, really strong. Against a team that their edge guarding is so powerful, you have all the tools to have these powerful edge guards.
Yes, sir.
Luck has been clutching it out with Costlix, and it's working out fantastic for him. Up 2-0 here. We'll see if they can seal the deal here. 3-0. I would like to see it go a couple extra games. It's an amazing set here, but I mean, right now Luck and Costlix are just looking so strong. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the 3-0.
I mean, the way obviously the way they've been playing, coming in with the momentum, like they got their foot on their necks right now, right? This is not the time to take it off, right? You want to go ahead and finish it off with the 3-0, but of course, Shiro and Apache, I mean, they played such a fantastic game up until this point, not counting them out for getting themselves on the board. From there, once you see that first game get on there, you never know what can really happen. I think for me, like, I'm curious to see if they'll go back to Batcave, right?
Yeah. Batcave.
They lost, that first point went the way of the blue team within, the first 15 seconds, right? Like, that was a really quick scramble, and then obviously we saw Costas come up with the point. So eager to see if Batcave will be selected again.
Yeah, it's very hard to pick a stage that Bugs Velma is weak at, because even if you try to play more towards your strengths, Bugs and Velma could probably also do that as well, right? So it's like, all right, let's play Batcave. The blast zones are going to be a little closer. We can maybe get a little earlier KOs with, the stripe bullets, or, maybe a fin combo off the top of the backpack, get some early KOs and get things going. Well, guess what? Bugs and Velma, that up air on both their ends, along with the Acme rocket pointed up especially, can set up a lot of those early KOs for them as well. So kind of a double-edged sword counter pick. Almost every stage feels like a double-edged sword counter pick versus Bugs and Velma, but we'll see which stage we get next. We might see a run back to Batcave and just play a little bit more cleaner, maybe not so aggressive, and because sometimes those situations come out through reversals, right? Just a little overextension, and then you get reversaled, and then that reversal could be a 2v1 reversal, and those hurt a lot.
Honestly, those are the worst ones, right? Like, it's just like, ugh, like we had it and then we didn't. So you don't want to ever find yourself in that position. But nonetheless, Winners Finals has been great thus far. Luck and Costlix up 2-0 against Apache and Shiro. So we're just waiting for the game number 3 to commence and see what's going to do. Another curious thing to maybe consider too, I was taking a little bit of time. Maybe they're considering like a character swap on their end, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Finn, Stripe, obviously has served them well to this point, but maybe thinking, okay, like, we've got some data on these first 2 games, not going too well. Do we have something else we're comfortable with in our character pool to switch around a little bit?
I'm a big fan of the Finn, but we'll see if they swap characters. Apache and Shiro definitely have very deep character pools, and we've seen them go with a lot of different character comps throughout this Series E, so would not be surprised if they bring something different to the table for this Game 3, but man, can we talk about Team Vitamin Water is looking like they're going to get the clean victory? I mean, the tournament's not over yet, but they're up 2-0 Winners Finals. About to go on streak win number 5, and Mirrorman's ain't even on the sticks right now.
It seems like as long as your team Vitamin Water, it doesn't really matter whom is playing. As long as you're under that banner, you're probably gonna win. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the way they're just kind of plugging and subbing players in there and getting the job done. It's kind of crazy when you think about it.
And as long as you're playing Bugs Velma, you got the Team Vitamin Water banner, you're good to go.
Let's see that Chuck Nasty Velma.
Wait. Oh yeah, get in there.
You and Luck, get in there.
Costlix, step aside.
Defend that title.
I don't know if I can.
No.
Costlix is way better of a player than me.
Costlix is very, very talented, and it's obviously shown. And kudos to them too. Like, another thing that we really got to touch on too is, like, he has the same character, but like having that amount of synergy, like, is insane that quickly. I feel like,
right, and that's what. That's really surprised me. We didn't even know earlier, right?
About it, yeah.
Right. I was just like, well, it says something different, but man, this Bugs is clean, and the synergy with Costlix. So I gotta imagine that
what it says. I'm looking at what I'm seeing.
Right. Exactly. And I mean, I would have to imagine that Luck and Costlix have played a bunch with each other before, but it looks like we are sticking with the same characters, but a change of scenery here. We are taking it away from the Batcave here, and we're going with the Tri-Flat.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, Sky Arena, give yourself a lot more room to operate than what we did see in that second game, so maybe that can kind of help them out a little bit. Well, let's find out again, 2 quick characters. They definitely got that offense going, but that is one thing that the blue team does kind of take advantage of actually really, really well, is the fact that it's like, okay, well, we know you're so offensively minded. We've got some good defensive tools for that, and we can capitalize big time.
Yeah, okay, get the snipe here, and it looks like damage looking pretty similar. Red team bleeding just a tad bit more here. But right now, Bugs, yep, almost at that triple digits here. We'll see if Red team can get some kind of edge guard going here on Bugs, but that's such a hard task. Bugs, one of the best recoveries in the game. Even without any resources, you are able to hover really high.
Yep.
Okay, ooh, look at this. Blue team starting to cook up something, gets the Acme rocket set up, but great destruction. And right now, man, Apache's been doing a really good job of just attacking the rocket and detonating it really early so it doesn't come back down, because we've seen that down rocket, just control so much space or even confirm into KOs, right?
Yeah, it's one of those things where if you're not prepared for it, it'll definitely kind of catch you off guard. See the rocket play again. Trying to catch it. Okay, nice there. Still not going to be enough. I mean, these guys are definitely living, and they're actually going to come out on top by taking Luck out first. So red team able to strike, but both of those KOs are definitely on the table for the blue team.
Yeah, and the red team operating at such high percentages. Finally, something's got to give here.
Let's say there's one.
And Shiro is going to be the first to fall here, but Apache is still at high percent on this stripe. Stripe's so hard to catch here, diving in with that chainsaw, getting a combo started, and just dipping out. I love that. Getting just 2 hits in, dipping out. You don't want to get punished. You don't want to get hit here.
Oh, he got him straight! Woo! Percentage is just a mindset, baby. Making the plays and making them count before finally losing it. So 2 points apiece on the board. Triple digits right now, though, for Velma, and they know it.
Oh, the interruptions on the shots, that was so great coming out from Lucky. Incredible, or on Luck. Really good stuff here. Setting up another rocket, trying to disarm it, and look at that. Another KO, and is this going to be another one? The backpack goes high, and another 2v1, but look at the recovery from Luck. Just goes up and over the whole entire team.
Kudos to Luck. I mean, it's so easy to just panic and give up a quick defensive option there and get capitalized off, but no, kept his cool, still giving himself a chance as well as his partner to maybe wrap this one up, but the percentage only continuing to climb, and Finn is on the hunt right now. Oh my goodness, big swing, not quite connecting.
And Finn is all over the place with these diamonds. The shot actually interrupting Caustics there. Caustics was about to finish things off here, but it's 3 points each. Blue, a lot more percentage on the blue team, but we've seen blue team clutch out these scenarios so many times before. Here's the up rocket set up here. Velma on the hunt, but great interruption from Luck.
It's definitely a clutch situation that got him into winners finals, but we are not gonna go with the 3-0, says Apache and Shiro. They get themselves on the board. A little bit more space and a little bit more opportunity helps them get on the board. Wonderful done.
I wonder if Shiro and Apache found out that this wasn't Mirror Man the same time we did.
They probably heard that, like, wait, that's not Mirror Man? Oh, bust his ass!
Yo, hold up, that's not Mirror Man?
Wait a minute, hold on now. Let me reset my mental.
Okay, this is a little different.
It said your luck ran out. That was only one game, though. Only one game, but it's good to see them. It's good to see them get the adjustment.
What if Luck's like mad because he's like, you guys blew my cover?
It wasn't me. It was production. You're mad at me. I'd have kept pretending. I couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah, very true. I mean, we saw all those clutch scenarios, and like we were just like, yeah, Mirror Man's so clutch.
God, he's so goated. How does he do it? Best bugs, best bugs. Finally, the illusion is shattered, man. Like that. I'm sorry.
Luck coming through, though. And I mean, that's good to see, though. I really like to see that there's other players of the character that can play it on the caliber of Mirror Man. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Mirror Man definitely has all the accolades, but there's always going to be those hungry competitors that always want that spot that Mirror Man has as well. And I think Luck is one of those players, very consistent and, just very clean on the Bugs Bunny. Is going to get a point on the board, though, is going to be Apache and Shiro. So fantastic stuff to them. We saw the edge guards being really good. And honestly, the edge guards are very clean that game, but man, I feel like they didn't start things off with the lead percentage-wise, but they're able to survive for so long. The stray hits were just not enough, and that wouldn't have happened on Batcave. Batcave
That's
a
fair,
lot
yeah.
smaller, right?
Yep.
The stage is a lot smaller, so those KOs come a little earlier. But on the Sky Arena with the platforms there, able to survive to the 150 mark on these assassin-type characters that are usually on the lighter side, and we're able to return the favor with the clutch edge guards and get those early KOs, which is what they're doubling down into, right? The Finn, the Stripe, really doubling down into that very light but mobile front line.
1000%. Well, you saw it right there, folks. A great response finally coming out from Shiro and Apache to make sure this is indeed not a 3-0 winners final. So we'll have game number 4 coming up for you momentarily. Again, Luck filling in for Mirror Man has been doing an excellent job with Costlix. Even with that one loss right there, I'm sure they're not deterred. Nor should they be, right? I mean, you won the first 2 games, all right? Like, you're going up against good people. It's not a surprise that they get themselves on the board. So eager to see what's coming up with this fourth game. Can't imagine any character swaps. I don't think that's going to be it. I think the classic team of Bugs and Velma will continue to do them justice. And it looks like, oh, they're actually saying, you know what, you might have won the last one here, but we kind of believe we can still get the job done too. And that's exactly what they're going to test as we find ourselves right back on Sky Arena.
Yep, same stage here. Just the player diff on that last game, and it looks like Team Vitamin Water is down to run it back here. And you know, they did have the lead early on in terms of percentages, just could not really score those points, right? And then, you know, creeping back was the red team. Okay, trying to get this edge guard here. Everything's set up on the map here, but it doesn't matter. The red team navigates through all those big cooldowns, and this is a big opening right now. There's no rocket available for the blue team here. So if you do get an opening, if you're the red team, it's going to be really huge. But look at this blue team just stalling out so much time, and great neutral here and able to set shop back up.
All right, there goes that rocket right now. Oh, Finn trying to make a play, not quite. Gonna be able to get the follow-up he's looking for, but Stripe, how about him? And that's you know, we've seen a couple of times, man, Stripe just right place, right time, and not letting these opportunities go to waste.
Yeah, the single shot right into the Sarah was very clean.
It's so funny too, always does it at like those higher percentages too, right? Like kind of in those situations where you think, okay, take a little bit of a step back, give himself some breathing room. No, he stays in the fray. And that right there has been the difference maker. Bugs in some trouble. Finally.
Oh, double dip.
Can Velma get it?
Oh.
Nice. Yes. Very well done for Koslix.
Man, Koslix stepping up in terms of these edge guards. Usually, it's usually a little riskier for Velma to be the one in the front, kind of going headstrong on these edge guards. But oh man, there goes Luck. And just evening things up is 2 points apiece here. Now off stage, the bullet into the Sair combo is going to seal the deal. And right now, Apache is on a roll with these edge guards on Stripe.
Yeah, Apache is going absolute ham sandwich. I mean, this is kind of the performance you need if you want to go ahead and get your team back into it. Lost those first two games, coming off a victory on one, and now working on potentially getting this fourth one 1 point away from doing it. Luck and Koslix trying to find a response, but man, it's barely lucky they can find the stage without getting shot up, and they can't. Big time game again, maybe making them regret taking them back to Sky Arena.
Dang, the salty run back getting thwarted here, and now that's 2 points on the board for Shiro and Apache, so that's going to be a very big deal here. Could Vitamin Water actually be going to the loser sides of things? It's been quite some time before they saw that side of the bracket, but this could be the week, and I mean, it could be a stage difference, who knows? But I mean, honestly, I think Team Shiro and Apache just kind of figuring things out, right? And just knowing and understanding their openings. Oh man, and really Apache stepping up so many times. We're seeing the bullets get so much value, whether it's a bullet to secure the KO, or a bullet into a side air combo. You know, we saw those many times, I believe twice that last game against Velma there, and just so much values from the bullets.
Everything changed once they realized it wasn't Mirror Man.
True.
This is actually insane. if you actually think about it, after game two, we figured that out.
Yo, hold up.
The tides have just completely turned. It's so random. So definitely looking to see if Luck and Koslix can get a bounce back, get some momentum back on their side. Losing those next two games in danger of letting that reverse sweep, that backdoor 3-0 plague them, is not ever where you want to be, especially in winners finals. But hey, there can only be room for one team in grand finals on the winner side of things. And game number 5, which is coming up, is going to determine who's going to give it to us. Very excited.
Yeah, and I'm very curious to what stage pick we'll see. And honestly, Luck could have another character too. We know that Mirror Man usually sticks with the Bugs Bunny, and we've seen Mirror Man switch here and there, but for the most part, we've seen Mirror Man like 90% or even more on the Bugs Bunny, but I'm not too sure if that's the same for Luck. I think in terms of comfort, Koslix would probably prefer the Bugs Bunny, but who knows? We might see that curveball come here into game number 5 in terms of character picks. We'll see, but I'm definitely thinking we should see a different stage, right?
Yeah, no, you can't run back, Sky. Like, you know, losing the third game, okay, I'll give you that one. It was still relative. It was respectful, right? But that fourth one was an absolute disaster, okay? You got to switch it up a little bit. You know, a Trophy's Edge, maybe a Cromulus, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if Batcave would be. It's hard. It really is. It's tough. It's definitely tough, like, where you want to gamble and go for the last game. But, I mean, you do have that counter pick, so take advantage of it to what do you feel like is going to give you the best favor. Again, you know, to your point, Charles, can't imagine the team comps are going to switch. I think we're going to definitely see everybody stand on their same character, going to duke it out and battle it out for game number 5. But yeah, the stage is the most important decision right now that Luck and Kostlix are going to make, and it is in fact going to be Trophy's Edge, and give us a little bit of a different look. And here we go, game number 5, winners finals. Who wants that trip to Grands? Let's find out.
Yeah, and this counter pick makes a little bit more sense to me. You still have the platforms that Stripe can go ahead and throw the Saw Blades onto, but you know, you're going to have a lot of room here, a lot of real estate to move around. If you're Bugs and Velma, it's going to be fantastic. And even those platforms kind of reaching out towards the blast zones there, sometimes Velma can just kind of land on them, giving Velma even a little bit more recovery options as well. And just somewhere to retreat to is always a nice option to have as Velma.
Yeah, Velma definitely likes the luxury of being able to break up those pressure strings. Nice dodge, actually, still though. Good prediction from Stripe. Really just unrelenting. I mean, that was just textbook. I am on your ass and I'm not letting up. Stripe has just been that aggressor in so many situations where it's called for.
Okay, but striking back. All right, Finn going to get taken down here. Just 1 point for each team here. But yeah, that Velma rushdown was, again, like I said, it can be really tough, some of these faster characters. But man, how all of a sudden the turnaround looked like Lux and Kostlix really, I mean, this whole time that Velma's getting rushed down, I mean, Luck had to have been doing work in terms of doing the damage, right?
Oh, 100%. I mean, really just, you know, slow it down a little bit, okay? We don't need to rush anything, play at our pace. Now they've got to come to us. Oh, and you know, Stripe does not shy away when it comes to coming towards people, helping the red team yet again get a point on the board. Oh, that was crazy! Crazy. We talked about how Bugs can get some of those really clever and sneaky hits and kills, and that was definitely one of them.
Yeah, beware of up rocket. That is always a threat. That's always a win condition coming in for Bugs. Another up rocket, but just not reading the DI. If Luck read the DI to the right there, that would have been another point. So incredible stuff there. Oh man, but this is going to be rough. Apache and Shiro just need to find some kind of opening here. 80% on both characters. They could find it, but it's still going to look a little rough. Again, they're going to need a really clutch double edge guard here.
You can see it, man. They know they're smelling blood in the water. They want to put this one away. But like to see Red Team get another point just for the drama that'll be.
Oh, no!
Ooh, but it's not meant to be. The safe helping to save Team Vitamin Water in the winners finals. And they're going to take the 5th and final game of that contest. Brilliantly played. Luck stepping it up big time, and Kostlix being a really strong supportive anchor.
Yeah. I mean, even though Kostlix got rushed down on that first KO, Luck just kind of returning the favor, equalizing things, and then I think after that point, Kostlix was able to stabilize, and then Luck was just tearing it up, getting so many up rocket setups. I think that was the MVP, honestly, was that up rocket setup for the KO. Got a lot of damage on to both players, but more importantly, was able to get the points on the board at a very early percent. And then on top of that, Kostlix was able again to just stabilize and give all the support to Luck, and Luck was just able to really set up the scenario over and over again. And then the stray safe was able to get it, and those are the situations, right? You really just start getting so much value out of the high-end cooldowns, and that's when Bugs Velma starts to cash out so much, and it just starts to snowball into your favor. And their Team Vitamin Water able to keep the streak going. They're in grand finals winner's side here. We'll see if anyone else can bring it back from the loser side. But before we get into that, we're going to throw it over to Yesa real quick.
Tell me if what Charles just said sounds familiar. Team Vitamin Water through to grand finals on the winner's side. Now 5 weeks in a row. And of course this week, even more interesting because Mirror Man not here, Luck subbing in alongside Kostlix. They keep it going, though. Do have to say, hats off to Apache and Shiro. That was a hell of a set, going down 2-0, forcing game 5, keeping things close, and they looked really great in the back half of that set. Unfortunately, not quite able to finish out the reverse sweep there, but they looked damn good in the back half of that set, and I'm very interested to see if they can get things done on the loser side, take losers finals, and earn the rematch. who knows, right? They could certainly flip that matchup on its head, and we'll have to see how things shake out. Speaking of the loser side, let's take a quick look down there just to see where everything stands. Of course, going all the way back to losers round 1, I kind of issued a bit of a challenge there to Team State Fair. Meth and Clueless have not seen a ton from them this year and was really looking for them to make something happen. And I'll tell you what, they have so far. Up against MJ and Poro, they take the 2-0 there to move on to the next round. Now up against Rams and Martoons from Mike and Ike, they take another 2-0, so haven't dropped a game yet on the loser side of the bracket. So they're really cooking right now on that end. They're now in loser semifinals, as you can see on your screen right now. They will match up against Moonlit Knights. And of course, Moonlit Knights fell to Apache and Cheryl in the winners semifinals in a full set there. So that matchup, very important. Moonlit Knights trying to get to losers finals in back-to-back weeks and hopefully looking to turn their fortune, because they, of course, fell in the reverse sweep up against K7 and Legendary a week ago. But they have to get through this State Fair team that's looking really good right now. 2 quality wins, 2 wins without dropping a game. So love to see State Fair getting things going. Unfortunate to see Mike and Ike falling. Of course, they played a very tight set with Vitamin Water in that winner's semifinal, going a full 3 games. Couldn't get it done there and unfortunately fall out now. Do have to mention, they did, Frog in the Well did move on, but unfortunately fell to Moonlit Knights, so they do get a top 6 placing on that front. But next set is Moonlit Knights versus State Fair, and this should be a really interesting one. And again, it's Moonlit Knights trying to get redemption, trying to get that second shot out of losers finals here and see if they can make it to grands. Regardless of who comes through, that matchup with Apache and Shiro is going to be tough, especially because Apache and Shiro beat both of these teams already. 2-1 wins against both squads in that losers semifinal. So regardless of who wins, we're gonna get a matchup in the losers finals, and it should be a fun one. Going to be a really tight set. Very much looking forward to that one, and we'll have that when we come back. We're gonna head to a quick break. Do want to remind you folks, if you want to support us and everything going on here at Series Z, make sure to head over to walmart.com/esports arena. You can pick up products from all of our partners, whether it's our friends at Intel, Razer, Mike and Ike, and more. So head over there, grab what you need. Again, it's walmart.com/esports arena, and you can help continue to support everything that we're doing here with Series Z. So thank you so much for that. We're headed to a break right now. When we come back, we're taking the run to the finish, folks. Loser semifinals on the other side.
Tyson boneless buffalo bites have that tasty kick of flavor, so they're perfect for any get-together. If there are any left when your guests arrive. Tyson Anytizers Chicken. More kicks of flavor, more smiling snackers, more to love. Tyson.
right, appreciate you sticking with us through that brief intermission. EE and Charles back on the ones and twos, holding it down for Series E, featuring MultiVersus. Having a great time with this bracket so far. If you're just tuning in, we've actually got our our grand finals team established after winners finals. It's going to be Luck and Kostlix looking to defend Vitamin Water's 4-game win streak at this point.
Yeah.
A 4-tournament win streak, trying to make it 5 in a row. But of course, we're going to see who's going to be challenging them, and it all starts with losers semis, because that's what we're going to be having coming up next for you.
Yeah, so we'll see which team can emerge from the losers side of things to go ahead and challenge Team Vitamin Water, which Mirrorman is not even playing this week. Currently, Mirrorman is in the middle of moving, so couldn't make it this week, and Luck is playing on the team, or is playing on Team Vitamin Water on the Bugs Bunny still. So we got kind of throwing a curveball there in the beginning of the bracket, but it is Luck with Kostlix representing Team Vitamin Water, but still finding themselves on the same side of the bracket, the winner's side for grand finals.
I was gonna say, I mean, doing such a good impersonation, we didn't even know until somebody told us. So kudos to Luck. I mean, definitely stepping into some big shoes and filling them well again, helping this team get back into grand finals. So we'll see if they can close it out in 1 or 2 sets later on down the road. But as we said, semis is queued up and ready to go. We got that lobby ready, so we'll be swapping into that gameplay any moment now. I think really, like, no matter what you look at, Charles, like who comes out of this semis, they're gonna have a tall task in losers finals against Shuro and Apache, right? Like, they took it to game number 5, thought they really had an opportunity to go into grand finals, just fell a little bit short. But you gotta imagine they're just kind of chomping at the bit to get the rematch too. So a lot of different storylines kind of unfolding.
A lot of people want their rematch with Vitamin Water, even Moonlit Knights.
Yep.
Even dating back from last week as well. The roster was a little different for Vitamin Water last week, but still Moonlit Knights were able to get to losers finals last week. So we'll see if they're able to get to losers finals this week here. We'll see if they're in the loser semi side of things. I would imagine they are, but who knows? They could have got upsetted as well. So many different teams really stepping it up this week, and Apache and Shuro really showing off that the edge guarding on that double rushdown team. Just so fun to watch, the doubling down on the double front line. And usually we see team comps like that involving Wonder Woman, where it's like, okay, Wonder Woman with an assassin just to give the assassin a little bit more durability. But no, I mean, for Team Apache and Shuro, they're just kind of doubling down on the sheer stats, right? We see Finn and Stripe, kind of 2 characters that operate on their own. They don't really buff the other character or anything like that, or give them more defensive stats or anything like that. So very interesting in that sense. And the double edge guards were just so crazy to see with that team. They weren't able to take it over Team Vitamin Water in the winners finals, but they were able to take it to a very convincing game 5.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, and really at the end of the day, like, if you're going to come up a little bit short, hey, at least you're able to kind of prove you can definitely go the distance for sure. So who's to say the run back, should it occur, will not be a little bit different, okay? That's the great thing about losers bracket, is always getting another potential crack at whomever sent you down here to begin with. So yeah, we're gonna kick things off any minute now. Again, excited to see what we're gonna see. I really hope, this might be a stretch, okay? I'm just gonna keep the faith, keep the hope.
Right.
Give me some more Black Adam.
A little bit more Black Adam?
Black Adam coming at all costs. It's my guy.
We saw Martoons on the Black Adam, also a Morty player as well. So
hold please.
Oh, it looks like Moonlit Knights versus Team State Fair.
Okay, I'm okay with this.
You got the big buff DC character.
I did, man. We got one of them, right? You know what I'm saying? Those big, obnoxious 3D chests, all right? That's all I see when I see Superman or Black Adam. Absolute ridiculousness for sure. But yeah, man, this is going to be a very, very fun contest. Again, Moonlit Knights have continued to be an absolute terror for anyone they've come across. A 3rd place finish last week, and looking to go to the same lengths, and maybe even a little bit further if they can, in fact, get to winners finals, opening up a strong way.
And I think Team State Fair usually opts for the Velma into the Iron Giant, but it looks like they are switching things up here. It looks like we got another double assassin team, another double frontline team without the Wonder Woman here. We got the Finn and the Harley.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, Superman really getting caught up right there. And a lot of exploiting, but still not able to get that point just yet. And Superman, Harley's actually lucky she flew back towards the stage. In fact, just the very threat of this guy just off stage, just hammering you.
Ooh, I love the gem throw down there. And are you able to get something going here? No, Superman's still at 140%, 145, still surviving here. But finally, Finn is able to take out Velma here and trying to take out the Superman. No, gonna get a little bit of Frost Breath going here and the hunt down. No, the gem, great defense coming out from Finn.
That gem was honestly perfect. Might have just very well so saved him from that potential KO that was looming with Superman on the hunt for sure.
Okay, tried to get the punish, but angling the side special up there. Oh, another one, and okay, yeah, that nair into the up air. Finally gonna finish that Superman point off.
Yeah, and really cooking up a storm right now. Even at that higher percent, not shying away, taking the challenge, and just trying to get right in Superman's face. But the problem with that is, if you get hit when you're too close, he will knock you out and deliver a very hefty KO. So 1 point to go here for Blue Team to seal things away.
Okay, great KBI there coming out from Velma on the backpack there. Not a lot of money. That's the one thing about the newer Finn meta now. You use a lot of the gems, so your backpacks are going to be a little weaker. That move is stronger based off of how much gold you have in the bank, but how many resources do you have in the bank? It's not enough because your teammate is going to get taken out, and the Moonlit Knights are going to go ahead and get that game number 1.
I think what I appreciate most about that is like the Superman. Like maybe it kind of came down to Oops Tier thinking like, okay, maybe I'm not even necessarily going to get the KO right here, but the fact that I've kind of created a situation where Velma could just be on stage dominating, and that's in fact what happened to get that final point, is just a recipe for success, and it did not disappoint.
Yeah, this team, when Velma just gets set up, Broski is such a great Velma player in terms of just getting Oops Tier set up in those scenarios where you just get the cash out, where you get the highest value with Superman, with the word bubbles around him, with the megaphone set up, and Broski sets up all these situations for Oops Tier. And Oops Tier also, on the other hand, makes sure that Broski is able to do that, right? Always covering his support partner as well. So great stuff on this team here, and really couldn't break the mold. I feel like the double assassin couldn't get on Velma. That's gonna be the name of the game. Can the assassins get in on Velma and disturb Velma to the point where Velma, instead of throwing out these word bubbles, instead of throwing out these megaphones, Velma's more forced to just throw out these up airs, throw out these up attacks, and more forced to fight an opponent, right? And that's where the assassins are going to have a little bit of an edge, but it all comes down to positioning, and right now, in fantastic team play coming out from Broski and Oops Tier.
Yeah, definitely really just not letting them breathe. I mean, that's really what it kind of comes down to, as you said. And for these assassins, I mean, they're definitely entertaining to watch, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not an issue at all, but they do lack some of those things that kind of helps the team really like set up and stabilize and be super disruptive, right? You understand, as an assassin, you always have to be in the fray, and that comes with its own set of problems and predicaments that we're seeing kind of like exploited or be seen like as a weakness in some exchanges as well. But it is what it is. That's kind of the path you've chosen. We've obviously, Apache and Shiro, proven that you can, in fact, get the job done. Almost come close to getting into grand finals for sure. So it is not undoable. It's just a little bit harder, I feel like.
And I think that's what makes Stripe, characters like Stripe and Wonder Woman, so strong, is because they can fulfill. They're a little bit more flexible frontliners, right? Whereas characters like Finn, you're more all in on the assassin archetype, and with Stripe, it's like, okay, you can throw saw blades, there's a little bit of disruption on the back side, right? So because of that, and obviously Wonder Woman, you have the armor, and you have a bunch of other utilities like lasso and stuff like that. But with Finn Harley specifically, you're really, really doubling down. Harley does have some things to set up, like the bomb or the Jack in the Box, but it's definitely not as crazy as something like Stripe.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. Here we are, Sky Arena for game number 2. Oh. All right, so Harley trying to land right there. Superman always just being such a menace and patrolling. Oh my goodness, yeah, Finn, go high. Wherever you got to do to put some space between you and Superman in that situation is exactly what you're trying to do. Oh, Harley almost catching it right there. Finn, though, like the bounce back. Immediate retaliation coming in. They are really just exchanging a lot of big hits here. Superman could be in a little bit of jeopardy, but no, it's going to be Finn falling first.
But Broski automatically having the punish on the backpack. The backpack, fantastic for following up, but also fantastic for the enemy team to come through and get that punish, gives your opponent's teammates a lot of time to do so here. And I really want to see Team State Fair really cash out onto this Superman. The thing is, you are the assassin type, and your combo game is going to be so crazy. So I think the hard part is they're getting the damage onto Superman, onto Oops Tier, but they're not getting the finishing KO, right? Yeah. They're not getting the finishing blow, and because of that, Superman is just able to lurk around and just stick around for so long. Great interruption there.
100%. That could have actually been very devastating too, and I like the fact that Oops Tier was actually prepared for it. Didn't work out in his favor, but he definitely knew what was up on that one. Harley right now, higher percentages at 131. She's got to be super careful. Not shying away though, trying to take the challenge. Same with Finn, like in these exchanges.
Oh, not going to get the follow-up there. The recovery, great up special to cover the way back here for Meth.
Oh, bouncing there. Get out of here. See you later.
Yeah, that weight not doing any favors here. It's just crazy after Oops Tier just freezes so many different projectiles, just picking them up, using it as his own. So fantastic way to give Superman even more range in, a category that Superman's not really strong at.
Right. Oh, no, not going to get that big hit. Nice.
So it's red team with the lead here.
It is, yeah, they do have a pretty slight one. I mean, the percentage is definitely favoring them. 2 KOs will be enough.
Oh, the backpack not going to hit the mark, but the reverse hit of the Nair, not even close.
I'm actually super surprised that Soup survived that one.
I mean, this is still a really good situation for red team. You're both at low percent here, and you just got to get the back-to-back KOs. You just got to make sure you don't take too much damage. There's the down air. Now you just got to get the punish on Superman, but Finn misses it.
Missing that could be incredibly costly. We know Superman's super heavy right now. Definitely snipe out.
Yeah, and you're really light. Harley is definitely in danger of the Soups. Superman can roll through and just alleyway robbery.
Oh, wow, surviving. Getting that big weight of Superman. Could it be enough? They just need to get one position set up. Harley understanding that and going to knock Superman out of the arena to keep the red team's hopes still flowing. Nice. One apiece.
And that was still looking pretty scary for the red team. That's the thing about playing this double assassin comp. You don't have the weight to back up those situations. So when you get a lead like that, it can be really tricky because you don't want to recklessly go in and take too much damage, but your team doesn't get that much off of backing up and resetting, right?
Yeah, you're kind of just like, okay, I mean, we're in a situation where, like, yes, we understand, like, yeah, Superman can definitely do some damage here, maybe be pretty costly and deadly. But at the same token, do we have much of a choice, right? We kind of got to press this and see what's going to happen. And, obviously worked out in their favor on that one. But you could definitely tell Oops Tier was thinking, okay, there's some opportunities that presented themselves with Harley. But she actually was able to deliver the final blow. So kudos to them.
Yeah, getting that reverse hit. And that's something that this team has been struggling, getting that final hit to get the KO on the Oops Tier, that Superman weight. They're getting the damage really easy, right? Oops Tier is paying the heavy tax, getting comboed up, taking a bunch of damage.
That's fact.
But we see Oops Tier surviving, 150 plus so many times, and just getting that final hit just seems so hard for Team State Fair. But right there, the reverse hit of the mallet is going to be the tipper sweet spot for Harley. So really good job from Team State Fair, getting a point on the board here.
Gotta do it. I like that a lot. I mean, again, we're this deep in the bracket. The competition is going to be incredibly stacked and obviously even too, right? Like, you're not going to see those big blowouts. So definitely not surprised that we're one apiece right now. Losers semis. I think this was best of 5 as well, too, before we do get on to the losers finals and then, of course, grand finals. So still a long way to go, actually, before this tournament is wrapped up and completed. So make sure you got some popcorn, you're big chilling. It's some good Friday night entertainment here at Series E for MultiVersus.
Yeah, going back and forth here. We are in the top 4, so this is best of 5 territory here. So game 3, not going to necessarily be the last game, but we'll give the edge to the team that goes ahead and wins that for the counter pick if it does go to game 5. So still a very big deal. It is going to be a turning point here. Looks like we do see a switch to the Rain Dog double backline. Wow, I'm very surprised to see Oops Tier off of the Superman here. Okay, but you know what? The Rain Dog got the drip, man.
I mean, the Rain Dog definitely got the drip, okay, but do you got the skills to make this one work? Because I definitely feel like, this is a huge swap, right? Like, we've seen just how impressive the Superman can be.
Yeah. I mean, you're
essentially going 2 support right now, right? Like,
yeah, double support. I mean, you're going that double backline strategy here. So we'll see how it works out. I mean, Rain Dog, a character we haven't seen too much as of late, but everyone knows this character is still very solid, but kind of just gets outshined by some of the other backline characters, in my opinion, like the Velmas, like the Mortys, right? Even Black Adam, we've been seeing a little bit more in competitive, but not too much Raindog here. So very interesting pickup. And we're seeing double backline versus double frontline here as well.
I was just about to say that. You're literally just see a textbook offense versus textbook defense and seeing who's going to come out on top. Blue team securing their first point, however, and maybe en route to get their second, and there it is right on cue, the Raindog. I mean, you mentioned, Charles, that, we haven't seen Raindog in a little while. Maybe that's to their benefit, right? Like, okay, we kind of forgot a little bit of these tips and tricks. Raindog can actually get some pretty solid KOs and then just really just presents a really good defensive body, as well as that ability to just kind of tether and save too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And Raindog is a character that earlier on the meta was just absolutely insane when the projectile perks were very strong. Ignite particularly was really strong. Raindog in most games would do 400 to 500 average damage. Obviously that has been toned down. So,
for the better.
Yeah, for the better. But yeah, I mean, after that we haven't just seen that much Raindog. I mean, the last time I saw Raindog in competitive play was Leviathan on the Raindog. So
Levi, yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah. So really interesting to see this character picked up. I don't necessarily think the character is bad. I just think there are other characters that can do what Raindog does and is a little bit more flexible, if that makes sense. Oh, but off the top here, no, okay. Oh, that wasn't enough here. 2 points a pop. But yeah, it looks like blue team with a really solid lead. This Raindog switch has been doing wonders here.
Yeah, 100%. This has definitely been it. And you see Velma just kind of pumping this character up. Oh my goodness, thought that might have been the 2-for-1 special, but Finn barely hanging on there. For how long, though, is the question. They are definitely seeing the path to victory right now, trying to go up 2-1.
And for for Oops here, this kind of makes sense. Of the support characters, this is going to be the bulkier one, right? Raindog can still make some really big plays happen, as well. Has some very great combos, has really big swings as well. You got to watch that down air right there. Yeah, it's going to be a really good combo starter. Very huge hitbox as well. Oh, nice follow-up, gets the tether attached here.
That might do it.
Big downer, yeah. Nice. I'm not ready at all. Team State Fair, not ready for the Raindog.
No, not at all. I mean, that was definitely, we talk about surprise picks and curveballs and keeping your opponent always guessing. I don't think anybody expected the Raindog to come in. Like, again, two really good support characters teaming up and actually putting on a good offensive display as well.
Yeah, every time I see Raindog on the victory screen, he just looks happy to be there, man.
He's an original character. He should be happy. You made it, Jim. Think of all the ones they left on the cutting room floor. You're the guy that they picked.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you look at the roster in MultiVersus, Raindog made it through. He got on there as an original character, so really cool to see. He's always happy to be there, and man, getting the W as well. Oops here showing off that he's got a little flexibility to the roster, not only the Superman on deck, but also is ready to go into a backline character, but still kind of fitting maybe some of Oops here's preferences in terms of like character weight. I like to be a little bit more bulkier, maybe on the bruiser side there. But it's just very interesting to see the double backline, and I mean, this is the second time we've seen double backline throughout this tournament. So I mean, just seeing the meta evolve in a sense where a lot of the times we used to see a lot of just, one front line, one back line, and a lot of teams are opting to try different strategies out in this Series E.
I like it a lot. I mean, look, you got to think outside the box. Obviously, Roski and Oops here understand, like, we're having a lot of success with the Superman, but you know what? Superman Velma, we can still mix it up a little bit too. And those mix-ups, sometimes they pay off, man. Gamble on yourself and your characters. Now the question remains, will they feel comfortable enough to stick with this lineup, or will they switch back? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Could have been a stage thing, yeah.
Keep them kind of guessing. Obviously, they'll know what's coming, what to expect. But I don't know. I like that team comp, actually. I thought it was really fun. I haven't seen Raindog in forever. So, if you ask me, stick with the Raindog. I'm a fan.
Yeah, Velma Raindog is was also another team that was pretty strong. I mean, not as strong as Bugs Velma back on the Evo patch, but back on that patch, projectile perks were really strong, so Raindog Velma was actually a team that would just spit out so much damage. Like, you would get racked up to KO percent so fast, it was insane. So just the damage output back then was just crazy with Ignite and all the other perks that were really good for projectiles. Those obviously have been toned down. But I think Raindog is still a very solid pick. You do get outshined a little bit by Morty and Velma, but you still have those tools like very similar to the Morty's, save move. You have the tether that you can bring them in. The tether also does damage to enemies that are in between it and stuff. So definitely going to have a little bit more damage output. And you got a little bit of bulk as well, right? And you can get down and dirty. Like Rain Dog combos are pretty crazy once you start getting them going, and his offstage is actually really nice.
I actually like the fact you bring up the bulkiness, because it's kind of like, well, we know how heavy Superman is. Well, you're not, you're still keeping yourself with a heavy in the form of Rain Dog, just obviously operates a little bit different. But that difference being the difference maker in that one. So game number 4, anyone's guess how it'll go down. But like I said, I think Velma Rain Dog might just stick it around. So really that'll kind of prompt, okay, well, is the other side, maybe are they considering switching things up too? Because you mentioned like Iron Giant, I think you said one of them.
Yeah, Velma Iron Giant is usually the team that we see coming out from Team State Farm. So, I mean, we could see that as well.
It's an option, for sure. Yep, that's the best. I mean, that's the brilliant thing about this far in bracket. Again, options can be your best friend. We've seen some key switches already throughout some of these brackets too. So let's see what we're gonna get in game number 4. The Iron Giant, kind of touched on that, and they are definitely maybe picking the right stage for that close quarter. So we got Bugs and Iron Giant, a completely different look that they're throwing out right now against the Moonlit Knights.
Yeah, and for Team State Fair, the reason why we don't usually see them against this comp is because it's pretty hard for Iron Giant to fight up against Velma. So especially like when Iron Giant and Velma go up against Superman Velma, it's pretty hard. It's pretty rough. So now we're seeing the Iron Giant come back out. Even though Velma's still on the team, they don't have to deal with the Superman. So I think that's a great pick here. And they're not opting for the Velma, they're opting for the Bugs.
All right. Oh, getting caught up there. Iron Giant sees that, coming through, trying to sweep them, but no, sir. Having none of that, they're going to be able to survive.
This is big here. All the missiles coming out, but look at that. Broski still able to get the KO with the up air there.
I'm actually super impressed about that. Iron Giant on the chase down, coming up a little empty, though. Man, it's so hard to just navigate around all this pressure, too, right, on such a small stage like this. I can definitely see Giant and Bugs enjoying a lot of success, but still knotted up. Velma doing her best, playing really strongly off the stage momentarily.
Yeah, this could just be a comfort pick because Iron Giant just can suffer against projectile characters in general, right? You have the bolts to kind of stop combos. Oh my goodness.
What you gonna get to stop that though, Charles? What are they gonna do to stop that?
Dang, Oops here is like, yo, I might not be on Superman, but I'm still out in the alleyway, bro.
Straight up.
I'm still robbing.
Just swanging right there. Beautifully done. They're really putting themselves in a great position to succeed right now. I can only imagine how long this Bugs can survive, and it is not going to be too long. Match point right now for the blue team. They're both in those triple digits, though, so they understand. Red team definitely still an opportunity. There's going to be 1. Can we make it 2? Looking for it. Iron Giant not quite getting the follow-up fully he's looking for.
Look at how many times Team State Fair has to burn the bolts.
That's it. That's it.
It's so rough. That one was at least a little closer. I think Team State Fair are just a little bit more comfortable on the Iron Giant. But man, against these projectile teams, there's so many times where Iron Giant's not even getting comboed and has to pop the bolts just to get through projectiles. And there's so many projectiles on the screen when you're talking about Velma. And especially when you pop Rain Dog on top of there as well, it's just going to be so many projectiles that Iron Giant has to go through. And you're a really big target, right? It's hard to miss Iron Giant.
Yeah, I mean, a big target, a small stage, it could sometimes be a recipe for disaster. Maybe they're kind of betting on the fact, like, okay, we'll be able to accumulate this damage and to get those boom, 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 quick KOs, in a smaller space, but actually kind of worked to their detriment on that one. So Moonlit Knights lighting it up again, and hey, at the very least, they repeat a great performance that they had last week where they finished guaranteed 3rd. Same position right now as they advance to the bracket. So we'll see if they can win in losers finals and take it a little bit further. And this will be a run back too because they did lose to Shiro and Apache on winners semis.
Yeah, and shout out to Team State Fair as well. They had a very great performance in the very beginning of the season, but have kind of fallen a little short in terms of results. Getting 4th is a pretty solid pick. Obviously, they wanted to get higher there, but slowly but surely getting the consistency up a tad bit is always going to help a lot. And I think right now for Team State Fair, it's just hard to have certain it's hard to make Iron Giant work into certain comps, so I think they're still trying to figure out exactly how they're going to navigate that. And we even saw the double assassin pick earlier on. I think that was a way of them trying to navigate around that, but then kind of gravitating back towards comfort when they're back into the corner there. It didn't work out, but I like the adjustments coming out from Team State Fair.
Yeah, I think the best thing they can do is just keep experimenting and keep adapting, right? Like not getting stagnant and stale and just trying to force something to work. Obviously, it's always good. We've enjoyed success with a certain team comp before, but sometimes it just doesn't always pan out for the runbacks, right? So you kind of got to be versatile. You got to be adaptive, and I think they're doing a good job of that. Coming up a little bit short in this, but as you said, Chuck, 4th place, nothing to be ashamed of. And it does set up what's going to be an awesome losers finals matchup. A run back from winter semis. I'm very much so looking forward to this. My question is, does Broski and Oopstier, do they stick with the Velma Rain Dog, or does the Superman make his triumphant return?
Yeah, I mean, and if we're thinking about team comps, I do think you just kind of revert back to the Superman, in my opinion. They've found so much success with that comp, and I feel like the Rain Dog's more of just like, oh, well, in specific scenarios, this is a little bit better, maybe a little bit more comfortable. I do think it's a little harder to make double backline work. I think in specific scenarios it can work, especially against scenarios like Iron Giant and stuff like that, but we will see.
All right, well, that question will be answered momentarily as we let them set up the lobby to give us our losers finals. Hope you guys have been enjoying Series E. It's been a lot of really good action so far that we've got to enjoy, so appreciate you spending your Friday night with us. Obviously getting treated to a lot of good matches. So definitely I think, the big surprise character for sure has been the Rain Dog. So
for sure.
I'll be eager to see if anybody else, I know we've kind of maybe seen everybody's cards on the table right now, but maybe there's that Joker somebody hasn't flipped over just yet, and we see Rick pop out, something crazy like that. Not Marvin, he sucks, but somebody who's good.
Yeah, Marvin is an interesting character.
He stinks, he's weird.
Well,
too much going on with Marvin, man.
There is a lot going on. I feel
Marvin,
like you have to kind of stick him with another backline character to get the most advantage of reversing the projectiles and stuff like that.
And how you want to play him optimally, yeah, sure. I give you that. I
will say it's hard to make a team comp around him.
Yeah.
Definitely not a flexible
character. There you go. It takes a very specific player maybe to pilot Marvin. He's a cool character. Don't get it twisted. It's just, maybe I just suck. I can't play him. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just me.
Just a tip, whenever you hear someone say flexible in MultiVersus, it just means they're broken. It's like a TLDR.
All right, well, knowledge drops from Charles right there. We always appreciate it. So we'll be dropping in the losers finals any minute right now. It's going to be a good one. So if you're Kosalix and Luck, right?
Right.
Out of these two teams, who do you think they would prefer to face?
That's an interesting question. I think that's so tough. I don't know if there's actually a preference here. It might be play style, right? Apache and Shiro are going to be that double rushdown comp, and I don't think that, Moonlit Knights aren't going to have like a composition that's going to be double rushdown. It's going to be like Velma Superman or maybe Velma Rain Dog, or the two comps that we've seen Moonlit Knight operate in, which is either double backline or frontline backline. So it kind of just depends on what they're more comfortable fighting up against. And they do have a set win on Apache and Shiro. Game 5 was pretty convincing. I do think it only went to a Game 5 because of like a little stubborn on the stage pick.
Back to Sky Arena.
Yeah, I think in terms of history, and especially like it says recent history as you can get. So I think you're banking on Apache and Shiro getting back to you because you have a favorable matchup. Now, not to say that Apache and Shiro can, adapt and switch things up, and not even like characters or anything, just playstyle wise, and get the W. Not going to put that past them, but you definitely have the data there, right? As to where the last time Team Vitamin Water fought Moonlit Knights, they did get the victory, but that was with Mirrorman Koslix on the roster, right?
That's fair.
Not to say that Luck can't do it. Luck definitely showing, again, like you said, really big shoes to fill, and Luck has been filling them quite efficiently, just staying on the winner side of things and clutching out so many different scenarios. I mean, hell, we thought it was Mirrorman playing like half the tournament.
Yeah, seriously, he's been the best stand-in you could ask for, okay? Yeah. A very elite player himself and looking to be pretty accomplished with a win here in Series E. So we'll see if they can tie it all together and finish the job. Once we do get to Grand Finals, just one set away from determining who will be their opponent. So sit tight, we'll have that underway momentarily. If I had to pick, I'd say we're gonna get a winners finals run back. I think Shuro and Apache could do it. They've also already beaten this team they're about to face earlier on in bracket, but they didn't beat this particular team comp. It is going to be the Rain Dogs sticking around with the Velma, and yet again we're seeing two offensively minded characters taking on two defensively minded ones.
Yeah, the double backline versus the double frontline. We haven't really seen this kind of matchup, if you will. So we'll see how much control this red team can provide, but the blue team rushdown is going to be real, going to be able to get up close and personal. We'll see if these big Rain Dog swings can get connected here. Rain Dog, not the quickest frame data, but these really like slower but really large hitboxes, and if any of them connect, they're going to be huge combo starters.
Yes, 1000%. Oh, nice, good pickup right there from Velma. Excellent execution on the up air.
Okay, getting back onto stage is Oopster on the Rain Dog here. It's just so funny thinking that, just thinking about how Oopster is a Superman main, and then like the pocket comes out and it's Rain Dog.
That's just like you wouldn't expect that, right? Like that's so from left field, but it's been so impactful. Taking a big hit right there though to get a point for the blue squad. Careful. All right, Stripe in a little bit of trouble. You don't want to be that high up messing with Rain Dog.
Yeah, I mean, so many times Oopster loves to set up these up attacks into the up air for some kind of KO, and even you'll get the raw confirm or just set up a really good scenario where you just chase someone down here. Rain Dog on to the wall though, and look at that 2v1 on the edge guard, and Stripe with all the control over the stage there. Not too many options for Broski to get back on the stage. Very great execution coming out from Apache and Shuro.
Okay. All right, Rain Dog pumped up a little bit. Oh my goodness. One KO away. Taking care of business. This Rain Dog surprise has just been really a treat to watch. And you see blue team just kind of backing up a little bit, trying to reset their position.
And again, I mean, we talked about double frontline versus double backline. When you try to go back and reset as the double frontline team, you just don't really gain much.
It doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
You know, this is not the position you usually play in. Oh, spinning out of that. That Rain Dog was hunting.
Okay, Rain Dog gonna use these projectiles. Velma as well. Broski setting up all these different obstacles as Rain Dog recovers here. Okay, got the tether connected as well, so be a little bit more aggressive with the Velma here. Oh, but it's on the Rain Dog. The pressure, the bullets are enough, and wait. Oh, okay, great drop. Broski getting back on the stage, and then Oopster striking back. Incredible stuff. That would have been really scary if Broski also got opened up into an edge guard in that situation, because Oopster just got KO'd, and it would have been a guaranteed 2v1. But incredible defense from Broski, and then Oopster is able to spawn in and clean up.
Needed that, and you know, kudos to Broski for being able to hold on long enough for that to happen. Obviously, was in that higher percentage too, so kind of thinking like, okay, yeah, we have the advantage, but how long are we going to keep it? Can definitely get scary when you're left to fend for yourself a little bit in that situation. But obviously, being very tournament tested, battle ready, and they did not give up that lead. So nice. That's what they needed.
Yeah, and you know, if you're the viewer, you might be thinking like, oh, well, I mean, it's not that much time when you respawn, but that little bit of time can be enough, especially at this level of play.
Maker.
Yes, at this level of play, just a couple of seconds in a 2v1 situation, especially the way this game operates with the team combos and just how fast you can actually take, you know, get a KO, get a point on the board with one hard read or anything off stage like that. You know, it can really make the difference. So again, shout out to Broski really having that defense and just being able to survive until Oopster spawns in and just gets the KO. Fantastic stuff. They had the lead what felt like most of the entire time, so kind of just riding that lead and just not messing up all the way towards the end, and was able to seal the deal on that first game.
Yeah, they started out with Broski getting that KO with Velma, and then from there they just kind of maintained the momentum throughout the whole thing. And you know, I know we were talking about thinking like the Superman would reemerge, but no, not even needing it right now. That Rain Dog is it's really just been the surprise gem of this tournament so far. Like, of all the people, of all the characters we've seen play, it's just been so long since I feel like I've seen Rain Dog, especially piloted at this high of a level, right?
Right. Yeah, we haven't seen Rain Dog at this level for quite some time, and especially in a doubles format, Rain Dog can really shine. Also very solid in singles as well. But I mean, like you mentioned earlier, Broski and Oopster did fall to this team, so maybe kind of operating off that mentality, they're able to get the set on us last time with the Superman. So yeah, I mean, really great stuff going into this set, just being like, all right, cool, we're just going to try the Rain Dog, see game one, kind of scout it out, and if it didn't work, you're operating in a best of 5 scenario, so you can just switch off into the Superman. But the Rain Dog proving effective not only in the last set, but also in this set, could be for the rest of the tournament. Who knows?
Honestly, you know what? Ride it till it's, you know what I'm saying? Ride it till it cools off. You know, obviously it was instrumental in how they were able to get to this point for sure. And like we said, you know, this is a team that, you know, they enjoyed a 3rd place finish last week. They're trying to go further than that, okay? They're trying to get at least 2nd, maybe force some overtime and get 1st. You never know how these things can really pan out. When you've got the hot hand and you've got the momentum, it really can be an absolute game changer. So, you know, the Rain Dog coming in, having an impact. Keep it up. Let's go. Game number 2. Let's see what we're going to go to. Sky Arena. Yep. And not a surprise, sticking with everything.
And it looks like, I don't think Apache and Shiro definitely could switch characters, but man, this Finn combination with Stripe has just been proven really strong. I mean, it's gotten to this point. I doubt we're gonna see a switch here, unless it's a really, really bad game. But that last game, essentially, Moonlit Knights was able to get an early KO and just keep riding that momentum, right? So
1000%. That's what you need. All right. Going right into the jet, putting some space between them. Got the tether on. Oh, good catch actually right there from Stripe. Okay, coming in nice. Just really kind of trading a lot of hits right now on this left side. Stripe though being super relentless, but look at that, almost getting the momentum reversed to his detriment.
And the pull there, that's so nice. I mean, especially when your teammate's Velma, right?
Ooh, what a follow-up. Didn't get the KO, but I do like that assertiveness.
Oh, right now, Finn just trying to, great patience coming out from Shiro there. Just not really rushing up the wall there. There's so many scenarios where you rush up the wall, but sometimes you just wait a little bit, let your teammate come through and put a little bit of pressure. Again, I think this tether just works so well with Velma, particularly because Velma's recovery is just not the greatest, right? So you can really pull Velma out of very tricky scenarios.
Yeah, getting her out of that danger zone is definitely something I'm sure they're really enjoying. Great read from Stripe to capitalize, put them up 1 entire point. If they can maintain that, those things. Smart right there, kind of cooling in the back, understanding he's a little vulnerable right now. Taking shots. Stripe, good help on the Finn. Help him come back and bounce off the stage, but not lose his life. I'm actually really surprised about that.
Yeah, right now, Shiro making it very difficult for them to seal out this point. And okay, finally, the down air coming out from Broski will seal the deal here, evening things up. But looks like Apache the one that's taking the most amount of damage here. Going to probably have to take a little bit of a backline approach here. Nope, just going to go straight in here with the chainsaw coming through.
Still not pretty fearless, all things considered. Oh, big hit, and no, gonna threaten a little bit. See how we get back from that. Takes a big swing, but misses, but still not get. Oh, okay, what a snipe right there. Rain Dog with the accuracy. And once again, red team finds themselves 1 point away from going up 2 games.
Yeah, that's such a nice hit as well. I mean, you're trying to respect Oopstier's up air, right? That's going to be one of the main tools that Oopstier has been using throughout this entire set to go ahead and close out these KOs. But you got to always watch out for that, for the shot as well, right?
1000%. Oh.
Up and over here, setting up, coming down.
Rain Dog animation with the inflated head is so funny.
Very, yeah, I know, right? His head is extremely large.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, could be oh my God, bro. Maybe his hitbox is kind of large too. Oh, Charles, good grief.
Yeah, I mean, Rain Dog's hitboxes, they have a little bit of startup. They're actually, I mean, for how large they are pretty quick. Yeah. But that is the big thing about Rain Dog. You have these really large hitboxes. You are going to be a little heavier. You're going to be that combo food. You are a little bigger of a hurt box as well. But Oopstier, you know, kind of already signed up for that with the Superman. So going to take the projectile version here with the Rain Dog and doing wonders there. Going to get that double KO to just put the nail in the coffin. Go up 2-0 now. And what seemed like a pretty even game can just swivel so fast in MultiVersus because of how volatile these edge guards. You get one solid read, and you get the 2-for-1 combo as well. Right now, Oopstier is cooking.
Things can really get away from you and really get disastrous quick, fast, and in a hurry. And I think that was honestly a perfect example of just how things, you know, kind of start off on even keel and then just like, boop, gets away from you. So 2-0 lead right now. I mean, this is a really strong spot for them to be in. 1, an opportunity again to outshine what they did last week, and 2, a measure of revenge from the guys who put them in this position to begin with in winter semi. So they are really, I mean, one game just kind of changes so many things for this team and gives them an opportunity to really take this tournament. It's not going to be easy. Obviously, we know who's waiting in grand finals, Koslix and Luck. Biding their time a little bit. Okay, who we going to see? You know, we get a bird's eye view, front row seats on who our opponents are going to be for sure. But nonetheless, it's going to be a very good showdown and interesting to see how grand finals shapes up.
Yeah, I do think a double backline team can be effective versus Bugs Velma. We will see here. But can't just count out Shiro and Apache just yet. No. They've definitely came back and had some reverse 3-0s of their own throughout Series E. So we'll see if they can make that happen here. You know, you might be down 0-2, but you're never out. You just got to take things one game at a time, right? So we'll see if they can go ahead and do just that, or will the Moonlit Knight just book their way into the grand finals in 3-0 fashion? We'll find out here. Batcave is the pick, so right now Apache and Shiro kind of doubling down on that offense. They want to get these early KOs, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, with this Batcave pick, definitely look for Finn and Stripe to be hella aggressive, especially when they've got players off stage, right? That is going to be a go-to for them. Trying to get those quick KOs. We'll see if it pans out well. All right, just a lot of back and forth right now. Rain Dog stepping back a little bit. All he wants to do is get back to the stage, does just that. Now he can go on a little bit of an offensive tear too. Velma lurking straight down, but comes right back up. Ooh, watch out if you're Stripe. Nice, get that tether on Velma.
Oh man, but both of them kind of getting beat up here.
Yep.
Don't want to pull Velma into danger, but have created enough space here. Okay, gonna go ahead and power up. Shooting it through the fire here.
Oh, that's, yeah,
wow, that's an early KO there.
It is. And Dog got that weight, but not helping him in that situation.
This is the counter pick really showing off the potency of it. Now up 2 points to nothing here, and we've seen this team, even though with very light, they use their mobility, making it very hard to catch here. Look at this Stripe recovery right now. Getting the reversal as well, but no.
Wow. You want to talk about a big time response, and if you look at the percentage too, they're far from out of this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Incredible stuff. And I love the red team just having the patience, right?
You need it.
They saw the recovery routes that the blue team was taking. It's like, all right, we don't have to rush this. We don't have to do like some crazy fastball dare read. We're just controlling right by the edge here. And slowly but surely, you're going to run out of resources. And they were rewarded for their patience. They got the double KO there, and it just brought them completely back into this game.
Yeah, that was nutty. And still swinging. Actually, look at these percentages start to swing over a little bit. And just like that, Charles, it's getting spooky. Finn, oh my goodness, Finn, you're in danger. Rain Dog knows that he's going on the hunt right there, but Stripe there to interrupt Finn, though. Again, another opportunity. Can he make it back unscathed?
Ooh, wow.
Just barely. Velma's right there, though. She's thinking some things. Big hit and big victory. Yes, closing it out 3-0 fashion. Moonlit Knights lighting it up and getting themselves to grand finals. Authoritative win right there.
On the Rain Dog, the Superman is currently on the bench right now, and I gotta say, this Rain Dog has been doing wonders for the team. I mean, again, a character we don't see too often here, especially at this level of play. Kind of gets outshined in terms of flexibility, but we are seeing it used by the Moonlit Knights, and we are seeing success coming through for Rain Dog. So maybe a slept-on character in the meta, but really cool to see a player like Oops here really show off what this character can do, and honestly gets a little aggressive with this character. I think this character has insane offstage potential. You can set up different projectiles in different trajectories offstage, which really cuts off so many different ways, and definitely seeing a little bit more of an aggressive Rain Dog, and then being supported by the Velma, right?
This dog ain't just bark, bro. This boy can bite as well. We are seeing that. I mean, that double KO on the left side to really just swing momentum back to their side and keep them very much so in it. When they weren't at percentages that were too much to overcome, right? They're like 16 and 40. Like, that's not something that Velma and Rain Dog are going to struggle to kind of make up. And we saw them really just string together some excellent action. And just the game plan, it just came through. And I just got to kudos, credit them a lot for just having that determination, right? I mean, you lost to this team earlier on. You switched up your team comp a little bit. You come back and you don't just beat them. You 3-0 them. Yeah. 3-0 out the bracket.
With the dog?
Yeah. That's a statement win. Those are what we call statement wins, and they made one.
Yeah, incredible stuff. And again, this curveball that is the Rain Dog. I mean, honestly, not too much of a curveball. If you've been playing this game, more on the earlier side. Again, this character was very prominent in the meta back then. Not so much now, but you'll definitely know the matchup, right? So I don't think it's like too crazy of a curveball, more of like a throwback curveball, if you will. And I mean, so much success coming out from Oops here. And again, kind of playing it more on that front line. I mean, even Leviathan kind of had that style too, right? The last time I saw Rain Dog, on the big stage with, this level of play was Leviathan on the Rain Dog, and definitely played a little bit more of an aggressive Rain Dog.
Yeah, I feel that 100%. Well, worked out nicely. Wow, Grand Finals is going to be absolutely crazy. So Luck and Kostlix, at the very least, knowing whom they're going to be facing. Obviously it was Mirrorman and Kostlix last week, but this team comp did defeat them last week. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to be pretty comfortable, I would say, obviously going into it. But, the thing about last week was it was Superman, right? It wasn't Rain Dog. So that right there is the difference maker. You know what I'm saying? The confidence in the Rain Dog, too. It wasn't just a one-off pick like we speculated it could be. It's a full-on investment, and the investment is paying off right now.
Yeah, and we'll see how the team comps play. I'm assuming we'll see the Rain Dog for this comp. I mean, right now the Rain Dog's just hot, right?
You don't stop what's working right now. You just you just handle business in two pivotal sets. You know what I'm saying? Semis and finals, and finals was a 3-0. What are you doing? Stick to what's working. You know what I'm saying? At least for the first one or two games, right?
Right. And I think we've talked about Bugs and Velma just being able to take a step back, reset, and their team gets a lot off of it. Well, if you're going up against a double backline team, then they should get more off of it, right? Technically. So we'll see if that's going to be the case here. Even like the pacing of this match could switch up drastically, and who knows? Maybe it'll kind of feel a little bit more standard because there are players that are willing to play that role. I mean, we do see Oops here, like we talked about, a little bit more aggressive on the Rain Dog, right? Willing to play that frontline role with a backline character.
Yes, 100%. All right. Well, I am eager to see how this one is going to unfold. Series E yet again delivering big time. Team Vitamin Water looking to make it 5 in a row. They have been, this team comp, this team in general, even with the substitution of Luck for Mirrorman, has been on fire since coming out of break. And it is just a thing to behold. But at some point, you gotta imagine one of these teams can extinguish that fire. Will it be Broski and Oostir? I don't know, maybe. The way they're playing, it's possible. You know what I'm saying? We're going to find out, though. That's the thing. That's the beautiful thing about MultiVersus. You never quite know.
Yeah, definitely the strongest team emerging from the loser side of things.
Oh,
right?
definitely. So, the way they played that, come on. Not even a question.
They got a lot of momentum on their side as well. So we'll see if they're able to ride that momentum, ride the curveball pick of the Rain Dog as well. Really catch Team Vitamin Water off guard.
What's one thing you can really enjoy when you're coming off of the loser side is whomever is in grand finals, they just been chilling, right? They haven't been playing. So you come in, as you said, you have the hot hand. And I feel like that can be such a difference maker for just even stealing that first game and kind of putting them on notice, right? You know what I'm saying? Right. Now they have to respond to you. So, it really, I feel like the turning point for a potential reset is in game one. That can really set the tone early. So if they can take care of business, that would be huge. But if they get mopped up first game, well, just give them another title.
Yeah, we'll see. And I mean, Team Vitamin Water kind of facing a bunch of different challenges this week. I mean, they got a little bit of pressure on them because they are trying to defend a streak here, trying to go for 5 victories in a row right now. But there has been a slight roster change because Mirrorman is currently moving right now. So Luck taking his place with the Bugs Bunny, of course, still keeping the team comp, clean, classic, right? The Bugs Velma, of course.
That's all you need.
But they still, even with this roster swap, have been doing incredible job in the winner's side of Grands. But now they're going to face a new challenge here, the Rain Dog coming up to swing on the plate here.
This just makes me think okay, well, Oops here had the Rain Dog in his pocket. What's Broski have in his pocket? You know what I'm saying? Just speculation a little bit.
Trying to dig in the pockets, man. I don't know. Most Velma players don't have pockets, man.
Show me that Jake.
The character's too flexible.
Show me that Jake, you Jim. It's time.
It's time.
Ever since I started Series E, I haven't seen Jake one time when I've been casting.
I've seen Jake a lot in singles, but not too much.
Yeah, not really in the dubs.
Oh,
I get it. Oh, we're not even playing around.
That's on his chest, man.
All right, he said, you know what? You're coming off the bench, man. Forget that third man of the year. I need you in the starting lineup. Let's go.
Maybe the double backline just isn't worth it versus the Velma Bugs. Maybe they want someone that is a little bit bulkier, can pressure a little bit quicker. In terms of movement, Superman does have that movement, right? So get right up close and personal here. We'll see how this one pans out. Hoops are taking already a bit of damage. I mean, red team in general taking quite a bit of damage here. Blue team looking so solid, but getting some kind of string here, trying to get Velma off stage. You are going to get it. The Nair does connect. Going back to stage the reset and does get the punish on the side special.
I actually like going back to stage 2 for the reset, as you said. It almost gave Velma a little bit of a false sense of security that she would be okay, but no, Soups immediately coming out and just really just having his way with Velma at the moment. She is definitely getting bullied a little bit. Now maybe looking towards Luck to stop the bleed and help get a KO on the board. They very much so need it. Nothing quite falling their way just yet.
No.
Ooh, that was almost, big one. Okay, Acme Rocket followed through. Yes, Bugs has those in spades. And now they're Velma trying to get back a little bit here. Nice save from Superman. Oh, but that's going to do it nice. Okay, 2 points right now for blue team. Starting to heat up a little bit.
Yeah, but you can set up a good amount of damage here onto the Bugs. Oh, there's the, that neutral is going to do it. The Kryptonian hand slaps, if you will, coming through in the building. Superman just getting those KOs, what he does best. Another one.
He is getting handled. Oops, tier. It was not an accident. Switching back to this Superman. It is panning out beautifully at the moment. And look at they are at pretty modest percentages too, right? So they don't even have to worry about getting KO'd or double KO'd and letting this one slip away just yet.
Oh yeah, especially on Superman. I mean, the only thing if you're Superman you got to watch out for is the Acme Rocket into the up air setup. But there goes the Acme Rocket. That was your one big out. That's going to be a pretty long cooldown here. So if you are the red team, it is time to put the pedal on the gas here. And that's going to be it. Look at that.
Convincing. I mean, it was honestly, it didn't even look that close after the first 30 seconds, right? Moonlit Nights. Statement win to open the, and what did I tell you, man? I said they're gonna have that hot hand coming through. Didn't even rely on the Rain Dog, just went back to the Superman and was absolutely more than enough in that first game to take care of business. So Coslicks and Luck, maybe need to wake up a little bit, right? Been sitting on the pine a little bit, just waiting to, go ahead and try and take this tournament, but you gotta engage quick, okay? Before you know it, you're getting reset.
Yeah, just like that. And I mean, again, Oops Tier is a player, especially with the backup of Broski on that Superman, you can just lose so many points so fast. And I love the setups, the charge Sair into the Nutra confirm, and like that can just be it at mid percents and later on. You just need that. You don't even need the read. And I love how Oops Tier is setting up these scenarios where it's like, you know what? I don't want to do the crazy hard read where I'm like right next to the blast zone and I can get traded for points. I'm just going to go ahead, wait till like the mid percent later on, just get this solid confirm. I'm not too far off stage, and I go ahead and get these points. Oops Tier doing an incredible job of just racking those up.
It was a thing of beauty. I mean, we did see last week, they were taking, when they were in grand finals, it wasn't a reset, but, their opponents did take them to game number 5, right? So we do know this team comp can certainly be challenged. And we've seen a lot of clutch moments out of them throughout this tournament, too. They're going to need a couple more to seal this one away because it is very, very clear Broski and Oops Tier are not going to make this an easy exchange.
Yeah, and I mean, this could also be a hump in the road for Luck as well. I don't know how familiar Luck is with fighting up against Superman, but Superman is a very different character in this game compared to the cast, right? So definitely going to have a whole nother, bunch of different skill sets you require to fight up against Superman here. So we'll see if this team comp can go ahead and adjust to that, because this is a team comp that they have not fought yet.
Yeah, that's a really good point to make, right? They didn't have to see this team in winners finals because they didn't make it to them, right? They lost to the team whom they ended up getting their revenge on in the loser side of things. So this is their first time encounter they're having in this particular bracket, and it was pretty clear Moonlit Knights were just a step or maybe 3 ahead of them. So let's see what Game 2 has in store for us as we take it to Sky Arena. No platforms in sight, but a whole lot of action.
Yeah, but this is going to provide a lot of space here for the blue team. That's going to be the main thing. And oh my goodness, the red team, the Moonlit Knights, are just racking up this damage. Already 82% here. Off-stage situation, wow, slipping on through is going to be Caustic's incredible recovery.
Yeah, straight up. I mean, that's what you're going to have, right? In a lot of these situations where you do find yourself off-stage or under duress, going to need to be pretty slick and smooth with the recovery. Oh.
Okay, but here comes the gang. In the mystery machine here, are you going to be able to snatch anyone up? Great avoidance here, and yeah, this is going to be enough damage. No? Okay. Mystery machine finally goes, but look at this double up on the edge guard, and right now, it is Luck that is the eyewitness right by the edge. You just watched it all happen.
Yeah, I mean, Luck was probably thinking, okay, I would very much so like to help my teammate, but I can barely even see any of you there that far in the depths, and then going to go soaring into the skies, courtesy of Superman, giving Moonlit Knights a 2-point advantage. They are absolutely crushing the defending champions right now, who really might just be seeing their hopes and dreams of getting that 5 in a row fall by the wayside. But there is a KO from Caustic, keeping this team alive.
Yeah, Caustic clutching up here, getting 1 point on the board, but you're going to need 3 more to go ahead and seal out this game. Definitely don't want to drop into the losers bracket side of things, but Oops here and Broski still riding all of this momentum right now. Oh, trying to get another KO off the top, and look at this again, amazing recovery coming out from Caustic.
Yeah, they're really just not being able to maybe impose their will as consistently as we've seen them do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, again, if that is from just, the fact that they've just been chilling a little bit in grand finals, but man, you have got to pick it up a little bit faster than this from what we're seeing. Okay, 3 points right now for the red team. This is actually incredible.
Yeah, they're keeping it a lot closer, yeah.
Yeah, they are, but I mean, at the same time, are they? Like, Superman is at 111. That's nothing for the big man. Yeah. You're going to need a lot more than that to get this KO.
Ooh, try to get the pickup there with the up special, not coming through here. Trying to get the Frost Breath applied, getting the laser beam set up. Ooh, okay, almost getting KO'd off the top here. Oops here finally getting to that threat percentage of the KO. The blue team wants to set up some kind of double KO setup, but it's Broski sitting at 32, so still a very uphill battle here.
Yeah, this is definitely tough. I mean, look at that. I told you it's going to take a lot to KO Superman, and still the hits are not enough. Meanwhile, coming through, making his presence felt. They are just 1 away, and Bugs in triple digits. Velma super light compared to anything Superman's. God, this is just a bad situation to be in. If you are rooting for the blue team, it might be that time to say a prayer.
Oh
my goodness, but no prayer gonna help you. Heaven sent Soups comes through soaring, and that's gonna be a 2-0 lead for the Moonlit Knights. This is crazy, Chuck.
Broski got the dance on deck as well. The golden Superman coming through in the building. He did not care at all about that Acme rocket. Just picked up Bugs, was like, all right, man, exit stage left. See you later.
I'll see you later, all right? Wow, crazy 2-0 lead right out the gate. Honestly, just the way this is panning out, just the momentum I'm seeing, this is looking like it's going to be a 3-0 and a reset. I don't even...
Yeah.
Like, it's looking like it's going to be a 3-0 and a real. We'll see. I mean, I'm not going to count out, Luck and Caustic just yet, but the thing is, despite how we've seen them clutch up a lot of games through this tournament, they have to be in the spot where being clutch matters. They're getting their asses kicked out the gate right now. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing to clutch.
Yeah, you can try
You're holding on for dear life.
Right, you could try to clutch up to maybe bring the points even or something like that, but yeah, I get what you're saying. You can't clutch up if the situation, you're not even in the scenario to clutch up because you're so behind. And again, Oops here is just snatching up all of these points, and we're not really seeing some of these Acme rockets into the up air setups to really try to halt Superman, right? If you're able to get points on a Superman, at the lower percents, maybe like 90 or 100, then it's going to be a little bit more realistic. But man, if you're playing the straight hit game with Superman, it can be so tough. It's just a war of attrition, and it just gets so hard.
It's very, very difficult, and we're seeing that kind of put on display right now. I mean, it really just has not been particularly close. That last game especially was won convincingly. So trophies edge this time. Same team comps. Not surprised about that, but Team Vitamin Water, this needs to be the game where they finally pick it up, or that reset is coming faster than they're expecting.
Yeah, and it's you never want to start the reset after a 3-0 as well, right?
No, that's not it.
It's not.
Because you're just going to be thinking about it. It's hard not to, right? Oh, Superman was winding up for a big hit. Oh, hold on now, Bugs.
Okay, yep, using the up rocket there. But again, we've talked about the success of this team, and when you have to use these cooldowns on the defense, then it gives the opening for the enemy team to just come through, hold W on you, right? And then it can be so devastating. And there's the read. Yep. Look at that. Off the setup from the side special. Oopster playing so fantastic right now. And it's just so hard. And Broski just assisting as well. Oh, no, not again. Oh, no. Not again.
Please.
No. Please, stop.
Okay. Finally, Velma said, okay, I got some offense too. Like, Lord knows you needed it. But the damage may have already been done. Oops, Tier just playing on a different level. Oh, you're done. No. You're done again, bro. And Lord have mercy. What was he cooking, man? Wabbit and Velma.
And like the last game, it felt like semi-closer, or definitely the best game they had was because...
Wasn't this?
Oh, man. Was because of Caustic's recoveries, right? And I even pointed out, I mean, these recoveries are fantastic. But now, again, the only reason why I pointed it out is it is very hard for Velma to recover against Superman. Superman just has so many different options. And right now, Oopster is nailing all of these edge guards back to back here, trying to get the reversal, but Superman not high enough percent right now.
Yep. Oh, this is tough right now. I mean, just 1 point away. The reset staring them square in the face. Got to stay focused, and they can certainly get there. I do like the fact that blue team, though, trying their best not to make it easier, starting to maybe find a little bit of a rhythm, but it does become one of those situations where you wonder if it's a little too late for it to really matter. Let's see, looking for the follow-up. The up air not quite there. Popping Superman up, but no one able to take him down just yet. Even at 154, he continues to remain a threat, Charles.
Yeah, and look at this, Velma trying to get back on the stage, but there's so many options. Burn, you're going really high on the recovery. Does finally get back, but it just takes so much resource, and it doesn't matter. Oops, you're just going to edge guard your teammate as well.
Punched them right off of that rocket and themselves into a reset. Convincing victories, nothing but for the Moonlit Knights.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, they're going to ride that momentum. Looks like they can go ahead and take this whole tournament off of that unless Team Vitamin Water figures out how to stop the rampage that is Oops Tier right now, because there's so many bugs recoveries that are getting caught right now on Luck's side, just off the rocket and stuff like that, where a lot of scenarios where most characters can't contest the rocket, right? Yeah. But again, Superman, one of the best characters off stage, so Superman definitely going to have the tools, and Oops Tier definitely going to have the experience to back that up and be able to execute on these edge guards, get these early KOs, and even covering your teammate as well, right? Covering Caustic to make it back to the stage, that is also very important because Velma just does not have too much options.
Not too many options at all. I mean, again, just very convincing play right there for the reset. We had a feeling like that game one, it could very well set the tone. Was not expecting it to be the theme though of the entire set. That was brutal. And you're probably thinking, if you're Luck and Caustic, like maybe it's kind of fortunate we didn't run into these guys on a little earlier on. You know what I'm saying? So. Obviously, great performance from the red side. Nothing quite written in stone just yet, but it is looking good for the reset to potentially lead to a title win right now for Oops Tier and Brewski. Just based off what we just saw there, I mean, you're going to have a really strong opening game to kind of convince me otherwise, because I'm a little bit sold right now, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, very convincing. Moonlit Knights, the past 6 games have not lost a single game, so that's fantastic, right?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's got to be great confidence boosters if you're the Moonlit Knights, and confidence can be all you need, especially when you're playing a character like Superman. You got the confidence in your reads, you're cashing out on those reads, you're getting those early KOs, you're getting those points racked up, and you just extend all of these leads that the Moonlit Knights have able to just play off of. And after they extend the lead, it's not even like a slow burn after. It's like, all right, cool, let me just keep doing what I'm doing, and the offense just keeps going. Oops Tier just on the front lines, and Broski just knowing exactly how to support a Superman player so efficiently and really set up Oops Tier for success.
Yeah, no slow burn at all, man. They scorched the earth. Like, that is exactly what we're seeing. And it's kind of crazy too. Like, you kind of keep in mind the fact that we know that Oops Tier does have the Rain Dog as well. But the thing is, like, even if you do drop a game right now, because of how efficient and dominant and convincing those wins have been, you're not discouraged at all. You're just like, okay, they got one on me. just going to come back and just deliver the same efficiency and ferocity. And it's probably going to pan out just based off what we've seen so far. So I really don't think we're going to see any reason for the Rain Dog to make an appearance right now. This Superman-Velma combination is proving to have this bracket on lock right now, and they're one set away from capturing this week's title.
Yeah, unless you want to flex. You could flex the Rain Dog just to flex.
You could.
You could, but I will say the Superman is proving to be very effective versus this team. And that's putting it lightly.
Felix is like, when you coming back, man?
Oh no!
Oh no! Referencing, of course, Luck filled it in for Mirror Man, but Luck's been doing a hell of a job. I mean, you don't just get to grand finals by accident, right? They've had some really good team chemistry. Just falling a little bit short there in that first set. So, a chance for a do-over. Scores are reset right now. Same team comps and some same great action. Let's go.
Yeah, the Frost Breath, look at that, shutting down all the projectiles, or at least the speech bubbles coming through here. And again, Superman just having, that all-around kit, it's proving to be very effective, even after the Superman nerfs, not being able to KO as early as he used to. Still proving to be very effective here. And I love that Oopster is one of the players that kind of stuck it out with the Superman. There was other Superman players that kind of opted out, went to other characters, right? We're like, okay, these nerfs are a little too much here.
Talking to you, Ross.
But Oopster's still showing off that, this character still, might have to work a little harder, but still very effective.
100%. I don't think anybody's going to disagree with you on that. Pretty even footing here on this first game. I was going to say, if I'm Luck, I'm a little hesitant right there to fight Superman off stage, but he's able to come back safely. Oh, that's safe. And the word bubble is definitely threatening and putting a lot of pressure on the red team. Not resulting in a point just yet, but I do like that offense. Ooh, can we get him? I think so, yeah. Velma going to get caught up on that one. Superman soaring back to the stage.
Okay, and only taking 83. We talked about the percentages, right? It takes a lot more than that to take out Superman. Just that weight is so efficient here. We got to avoid the rockets, though. Okay, now at 100%. Wow, just duffing the save, completely taking it out there. And it's still Oopster and Broski with the 1-point lead here. But look at this. Already a high percent on to Luck here.
One thing, too, that I've noticed is that rocket has been, kind of almost a non-factor, right? We saw that be, really, just good for follow-ups, defensive options. It was really, really helpful with some of the earlier sets. But, red team doesn't seem like it's been much of a problem.
Yeah. The rockets, the saves, they've been, red team is doing a really good job of avoiding them as well, right?
Yeah.
Just playing around those large cooldowns, and that's a very big deal when you're playing against this team. That's the main reason why they're so powerful. Oh, and another edge guard. Man, my man didn't even finish the nair.
Yeah, it was kind of it was almost scripted, right? You're here, yeah, we've been here before, you know what's coming. So
halfway through the nair, just evaporated.
I think, the real problem that we're seeing here too, Charles, is the fact they can't do anything with Superman, right? The amount of time that Oopster gets to enjoy on these lives is insanity. We're routinely seeing him live between 150 and 160, right? That's the average lifespan right now of Superman. It's just double what you're seeing out of Velma, who yet again finds herself in danger.
Oh, flying back to the stage here, and right now Oopster looking like the #1 Superman enjoyer. You just get to do all the fun things about Superman, get all these edge guards, live to ridiculously high percents, and pretty much hitting all those check marks, which make Superman really strong, and not really hitting any of the negative check marks, right? That we see
whatsoever.
From Superman.
None that I can see anyway.
Yeah, it's just so hard. Usually Superman is a little bit easier to KO confirm, and you just take a lot of damage, is susceptible to team combos, but Oopster is just playing the neutral so well and not even really getting hit, and always finds himself on the offense.
Yeah, knowing when to withdraw too, right? We know Superman is that offensive juggernaut, but he is not, he knows when to pull back as well. And Velma just lends herself to be such the perfect support. Okay, good catch on there. So on, this could be a big opportunity. Definitely was going pretty much in favor of the red team, but nothing written in stone. Just getting a little too greedy. And that is going to get them another dub. But it seemed like they just barely squeaked that one out, right? Because on the right side, I saw the snipe, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't die first. That's why I was like, ooh.
I actually thought the Moonlit Knights did not win that game. I thought they lost that game, but
looking at that right side, should have been looking. Look. See here, right here. Okay, this is what I'm talking about, the greed. Oh, we'll see it in a second.
Right, so I'm watching Oops here right now on the right.
He's going to soar. Okay, but boom, up top.
Wait, what happened?
Actually, run that shit back again.
Did Luck just jump into the... You can jump into the blast zone and KO yourself.
Let's see, hold on.
This... No way, right?
Up. And...
Hover. I think...
Oh, there it is. Yeah,
okay.
The word bubble. The word bubble.
Okay.
The word bubble. So the word bubble coming in just in time. Wow. That might have been a half-second difference. If that.
Dang, man.
They stole that one.
Luck, not so lucky, man.
They stole that one. That is crazy.
Okay, well, at least things are starting to kind of even out.
I'm not going to lie to you. When I made that comment, like getting a little too greedy, I thought they lost too. Then I saw the windscreen. I was like, oh, pivot.
What? Yeah, I for sure thought that snipe to the right was...
I thought that was it. The word bubble, though. Wow. That is tough.
That was just one straight word bubble.
It was just there.
Yeah.
You didn't even think twice about it.
Had enough knockback to actually get the KO. That's
a heartbreaker.
Wow. Yeah.
That can really deflate you and take you out of it. But, oh, man, that just goes to show you nothing is guaranteed here at Series E. Other than maybe this Moon Knight's victory, because everything is definitely going their way.
Yeah.
Reset complete. First game of the reset in the books on their side, and now they just need 2 more to effectively end the win streak of 4 weeks from Team Vitamin Water.
And not only is the Moonlit Knights playing so well, but they got a little plot armor backing them up as well.
Feels like it, right?
So we'll see if it continues. It's been 4 games in a row. We'll see if it'll be game number...
And even more than that, too, because they've yet to lose since semis.
Yeah.
Or since winners, actually. They didn't lose in semis. They didn't lose in finals. They haven't lost here in grands.
Just picking up the W's, whether it's the Rain Dog, whether it's the Superman and Velma to always back up the choice here. Broski always holding it down here with Oops tier, just doing such a fantastic losers run, and I don't know if anyone can stop him.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's definitely looking pretty good right now for the Blue Squad. I will say that they've accumulated a ton of damage. Now they just need to convert that into points. That's going to be 1 from Velma. Now here comes the harder part. Superman, again, averaging 160 to 170 life. Okay. Oh, but not on that one. Okay, we'll take that for sure.
Team Vitamin Water making some adjustments right now. And it's paying off so much, up 2 points to 0. And honestly, Team Vitamin Water has not taken that much damage. I mean, Superman doesn't need that much damage to get the KO, but still.
Ooh, okay, that was a nice pickup from Velma, assisted by Soups right there. I mean, honestly, if you're Team Vitamin Water, you're thinking, okay, we're having a good start to this game, but man, we should be up a game right now. Like, right. You know what I mean? Like, a half a second stray word bubble really costed us an opportunity. Oh, no. My goodness. But Soups, yet again, just imposing his will.
There's so many scenarios that Luck feels so safe on the Rocket. And then Oops here is just like, nah, you are not safe. This is not a safe place.
Not at all.
So that is going to even things up in terms of points. A little bit of a percentage advantage here. Okay, but Velma charging in, and oh man, Oops here almost getting that confirmed off the top there. That would have been such a huge swing in terms of points. Oops here is swinging right now, trying to get this KO. Might be a little too reckless, honestly. Yeah, he's taking quite a bit of damage here.
Yeah, he's definitely throwing out those haymakers, trying to connect. Oh, finally, one of those Acme rockets actually being very useful and resourceful for Luck.
And we talked about the rockets not really hitting their marks, and honestly, even to the point where Oops here is hitting Luck out of the rockets, right? And almost kind of using it against him. This time the rocket coming in for the KO, and the safe also coming through, and a breath of life here for Team Vitamin Water, taking that game 2 very solidly and convincingly, honestly.
A 5-game losing streak in grand finals finally comes to an end, or 4-game losing streak finally comes to an end in game number 5, of the totality of this grand finals. Look, man.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for Team Vitamin Water. Like, I know in the back of their mind they're thinking about that first game. And maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe that's what fueled them to take care of game number 2 in the reset convincingly. Because they did win that one convincingly. But finally able to stop the bleeding. It's looking like it was a potential 6-0 looming. But they said, nah, we're going to go ahead and put a stop to that in game number 5 and handle it.
Yeah, maybe a little too much confidence coming out from Moonlit Knights as well. I do think they were playing very aggressive that last game.
They definitely were.
And it's just like, oh, okay, we're kind of rolling through. We're rolling them over. We're getting free points. Like, why not just keep, copy paste, do the same thing? And I think the adaptation from Team Vitamin Water is coming through. So we'll have to see what the answer is from Moonlit Knights. Do we see the switch to Rain Dog? I doubt it. I feel like you're just going to run the Superman for the entire set here, but you just got to make some plays.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was telling you. Like, inevitably, this is another great team they're going against. They're probably going to lose a game at some point. I don't think anybody's too surprised about that. But I don't think it's going to deter them to switch off the Superman. You know what I'm saying? Because you switch off the Superman, you go into a Rain Dog, which, granted, might make things easier for Luck and Kosalix, and they just kind of steal that game, and then right there, you're facing elimination point, right? So you don't really want to take a chance. The Superman has helped dominate every game that they've been able to win. Why change it up now?
The Rain Dog's never lost.
True. There's so many variables.
Yeah, we'll see. This is going to be a big crossroads here for the Moonlit Knights. I do think you just stick it out with the Superman. I do think in terms of like the last game, I think what makes Oops here really strong is when he can bounce back and forth between frontline and like backline Frost Breath Superman, and we didn't see too much of that last game. It was a lot of just like forcing his way into the fray here. So
yeah, he was feeling himself. He was definitely trying to impose his will hella, but that was just not it. Because he didn't need to, right? Like, it just was not required of you. And maybe it's just one of those things where it's just like, you're winning convincingly, you're feeling yourself. But yeah, got to get back to what brought you to the table. So let's find out what's going to be in store on Sky Arena.
And the blue team already slowing things down here a bit, tacking on a good amount of damage onto Oopster, but now Oopster slowing things down, getting some lasers in, right? Just backing up. Look at these Frost Breaths as well. Wow, the laser not connecting onto the Velma there. Okay, gotta wait out the safe here. Big cooldowns being burned here, though.
Oh, man.
Still not enough.
Nah. Hey, Velma in a little bit of a 2v1. Yeah, I was gonna say, Oopster needs to get back over there, lend some assistance.
Oh, man.
Hey, yet again, we're seeing blue team do a really good job of keeping their percentage low. Like, this is not at all, was not at all the case in those games where they were getting bodied. But they have really just kind of changed it up. A lot more patience. And that's on the part of Luck as well, too. Oh, wow, that was a great confirm.
And you had practically no options right there.
It was like up special, up air, see you later.
And right now trying to get this KO here. Sets up the offstage, tries to get the up air, but great recovery coming out from Koslix.
This is really what this team is going to need to do. Those conversions cannot be wasted. And thus far to this point, they have not been.
Get the freeze here, and again, it's just so hard to seal the deal against this blue team right now. And what seemed like such an easy task for the Moonlit Knights, right? Especially those first 4 games. Yep. They were getting points like it was candy.
I'm telling you, bro. But Halloween is over, okay?
Yeah.
It's done. Welcome to the new year, baby. New year, new team. And they are absolutely feeling it.
Yeah, it's just so hard. They're finally able to get a point on the Luck here. Caustic still holding down 107 on the Velma right now.
Nope.
Is it enough? No, still alive here. We're going to set up a bunch of projectiles coming down with the flashlight as well.
Oh, man, this is actually insane how much this kind of swung over to the blue team. Oh, no. Okay, Superman going for a big read, and Velma just not letting it happen. And again, the evasion from Kosalix, top tier.
Yeah.
Wow.
This Velma is doing work, still surviving right now, still so much presence on the board here, and still avoids that situation. Now 3 points to 1. Bounces off the rocket, almost survives again.
Huge shift right now. Really, red team in danger of losing this one. I mean, it's really going to come down to how long Oopster can survive. It gets flung off right there. Oh, he's not coming back. Nicely done. The bounce back from this blue team. They are doing the damn thing. You could argue it should already be over if that random, word bubble hadn't cost them game number 1. They would have 3-0'd them right back, maybe. But no, they are at the very least, they are up 2-1 right now with an opportunity to close this one out and keep the winning titles, the winning streak in the camp of Team Vitamin Water.
Which is just absolutely insane when you're thinking about how Luck is playing in for Mirror Man.
Yep.
That is just incredible team synergy coming through for Team Vitamin Water. Caustic's really holding it down with luck, still running the same comp, but just a different pilot on that bugs, but still showing that consistency, showing the ability to adapt. It did get reset here, but is adapting to the Superman, right? So the big question now is you're in the corner, right? If you lose one more set, that's the tournament. So do we see the Rain Dog come out, or do we see the Superman coming through? Because right there, it felt so hard for Superman to get in. Oopster just didn't find any openings.
It's so weird too, because maybe you think, okay, they stick with the Superman just because they're going to pick the stage and maybe it's something they're more comfortable with.
Right.
But you look at that game number 2 they lost, think, okay, just given what we've seen, maybe a little bit of a fluky one. But then you kind of go back to the first game too, and even though they just barely lost it, they were handling Superman well too. So maybe they kind of picked up on something specifically. So maybe you do switch the Rain Dog. To your point, as you mentioned, has yet to lose a game in this bracket when called upon. So maybe that's kind of the answer right now, just to give them a different look, especially when you're on an elimination game.
Yeah, it's a rough decision. It really comes because there was a lot of scenarios where Oopster was just really the hitbox was just barely off, and it's just great defense, great recovery coming out from the opponent. So I mean, we'll see what happens here, but it looks like the Rain Dog is coming out.
All right, undefeated every time we've seen him pop up thus far. That has been through 2 sets. Let's see if set number 3 will be the magic one. At the very least, get him to a game 5. This one definitely has all the makings to perhaps go the distance, but you gotta imagine Caustic and Luck smelling some blood right now and looking to put this one away.
Yeah, I love the mobility. You just see Rain Dog flying across the screen there. Definitely has some moves to go ahead and project him forward just like so. And we've seen Oopster on this Rain Dog, right? The projectiles do come out. We might see a little bit more projectile game just because of the nature of the enemy team, right?
True.
Bugs Velma gonna just generally give you a lot of space. They're also a team that wants to set up in the back as well.
All right, Bugs getting a couple stray hits right there, tossing the pie out. A lot of projectiles going to be maybe the anchor for both these teams.
Okay, yep, just gonna go ahead and retreat back to the fire here. Okay, here comes the safe, not gonna connect, and wow, that downer is enough to go ahead and take out Luck's first life.
Yeah. Luck being the little bit of the target for the aggression on that one, so that's gonna be huge. Yet again, the Rain Dog effect looking pretty good. Oh my Lord, have mercy, just chase him down, put him down. Is there anything this Rain Dog can't do? Is there anything this Rain Dog can't do, Charles?
And here's another curveball, another matchup check, if you will, because this Rain Dog is just so efficient. I love how Oopster just sets up one projectile and then just forces his way in with the projectile, right? And the conversions with the up attack into the up airs have proven to be very efficient. And of course, you still got the weight to back it up.
All right. Point right there, finally though, much needed, but yet again, the Bug. Oh wow! What? Huh?
What a trade!
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say clearly beneficial for the red team. They are cooking with all kinds of grease right now. Yeah, this one,
it's gonna be hard.
Yeah,
you're definitely gonna need an up rocket. Call in the up rocket,
please. Save us. This one's going to game 5. I'm calling it right now. This one's going to game 5. The efficiency right now. And it seems like this Rain Dog, right, it just kind of reinvigorated the red team and sparked some new life into them. Every single time we've seen Rain Dog come out, it has resulted in a victory for the red team, and it's looking like this game 4 is probably not going to be any different, barring some sort of miracle comeback right now. They're going to need to really string something together, but look at that. Such modest percent on the side of red.
Oh, Velma's got to avoid it. Okay, getting busted here. He's going to take a lot of damage. Wait, are you able to get out? Yes, but look at how much damage is now both on the blue team. Yeah, it's going to be so difficult to come back from that. And wow, this Rain Dog showing up still undefeated. What? One more game. We'll see if the Rain Dog can stay undefeated for just one more, because that's all the Moonlit Knights are going to need.
How comforting is it to be in a situation where you've already got the reset? Okay, the Superman puts in work. They catch on to it, right? They kind of figure out, just got to keep our distance a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more respectful when you're off stage, right? So you can't do any of those Superman shenanigans. They figure that out, and it's just like, okay, well, Rain Dog, who literally plays completely different, just going to throw you through a loop. Oh, and by the way, I play him just as good, if not better, than Superman.
Yeah.
So now, essentially, you've seen it for a game, but you only have one game to adapt to it, right? This is match point for both of these guys. One of these teams going to be your Series E Multiverse Champion of the Week. And I can be honest, I don't even know who's going to take it. I mean, at this point, it's anyone's game.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. And I mean, when we think about Team Vitamin Water, it took them about 4 or 5 games to adapt to the Superman. They do not have this luxury. They don't have the same luxury when it comes to the dog. Rain Dog is here, and it's just one game so far. They got to fight it for one game, and now this next game is going to mean everything. And I still think back to the single word bubble, the hero word bubble that even put us in this scenario right now.
If there's an MVP award to give, don't give it to Velma, give it to that bubble.
Yeah,
that bubble that floated them into this position. Yeah. It's crazy that when you really think about it, it feels like this could have been a return 3-0. But hey, here we go, folks. Game number 5 is right there. They're queuing up, they're loading up, they're picking stages. They're picking characters. I think we know who they're sticking with.
Yeah.
But it is going to be, this is one of the hardest, I would say, series for MultiVersus to call. Just given how everything's panned out, the games, the resets, the character selection, everything has just made it. So you just have a lot of anticipation with a lot of uncertainty as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. And even games going down to the wire, coming down to a word bubble or a megaphone snipe, and the megaphone has a little bit more hit lag, so that little quarter or half second or whatnot mattered in that scenario, right?
It was everything.
What is happening right now? So a lot of just back and forth, even mixed in with some 3-0 dominance as well, but just such a great tournament. But the most important set of the tournament being Game 5, of course, the Grand Finals reset, and of course the surprise pick that even brought the Moonlit Knights to this point, the Rain Dog coming back out, the Superman doing a ton of work, getting that quick 3-0 on the reset, and even getting a point on, or a point on the board here in this set as well. But the Rain Dog really keeping everything together, and it's really going to come down to how quickly can Team Vitamin Water adapt to this Rain Dog comp.
This is one of those games I feel like that's coming up that it just kind of helps you define you as a player, right? You know what I'm saying? So much pressure. And on both sides, too. It doesn't matter who was on winners and losers at this point. You're both on the loser side, essentially, right? But, obviously the longer road was for Brewski and Oops Tier, you know what I'm saying? So they are really, at this point, you can argue, just playing with house money. You know what I'm saying? We're here. We got you. Backs to the wall. Now, let's go ahead and finish it off. Trophy's Edge, appropriately fitting, because the winner of this will get the Series E trophy for this week. Let's get it on.
Okay, getting the attachment on the Velma here, and we saw the Rain Dog combined with the Velma doing so much work. Both these characters are just fantastic at racking up damage, right? So see if that's going to be the same case. And Oops Tier playing a little bit more of an aggressive. Rain Dog kind of gets a little bit more physical, I like to say.
100%. We've seen this counter pick pan out really, really well in previous games. Honestly, for both teams, but right now, I mean, you got a stage where both teams are going to be super comfortable on, just playing the best play that we've seen each of them throughout the tournament. It's going to be a great showing thus far right now. Ooh, definitely that percentage starting to get a little, creeping up a little higher than you might want if you're on that blue team for sure. And you can just see Rain Dog willing to go in there and take some big swings. Powerful knockback behind a lot of those blows, and Bugs narrowly escaping, actually. Wow. Almost ears doing some work.
Almost turning the situation around. Oops Tier trying to get, okay, now it does have the laser attachment here. Going to be able to pull in Velma if need be. Wow. Oh, but too busy just getting these KOs. I was busy.
Hey, I was surprised Velma actually survived the initial hit, and I guess Rain Dog was too. It's okay, I got one more for you. One more of them things.
Yeah, Oops Tier is just locking in and honing down on the opponent with these up airs, and does have the durability still. That up rocket not going to get the KO on the Rain Dog, since Rain Dog a little bit more heavier. But here's the combo that there into the up air, still not enough. 100% about on Oops Tier here. Just going to completely avoid that. Get the down air. No, that was so close.
It was definitely right there. And just look at that 108. I mean, for Rain Dog, that's still pretty modest, right? Kind of like those Superman capabilities as far as being able to live goes. And that is something that we have seen Oops Tier really enjoy and always makes the most out of it, as yet again, blue team's percentage continuing to climb. Bugs, good Lord, in a lot of danger, still not able to seal away this Velma. Oh, man. Bugs is an absolute liability right now, and Velma's not too far off as well. There goes Bugs. One more point to go for the red team to end the streak of Team Vitamin Water.
Well, the up rocket finally comes through, getting comboed into it. But, I mean, at that point, Oopsteer was at, like, what, 150 plus?
Yeah, right.
Again, we're just seeing Oopsteer really play that tank role while being so aggressive as well. And Broski just setting up so much success. And, again, this team just racks up so much damage. If you just try to back up and reset, it's going to be the team with Raindog and Velma that gets some more damage, right? 100%. So it kind of forces the blue team into more aggressive decision making.
Not even a contest right now. 1 point away. Do they have it in them? This Raindog has been an absolute terror, man. And now look at Velma. You see Velma knows I got to keep my distance. I got to stay away, but I can't even stay on the stage. And the streak is over for Team Vitamin Water as the Moonlit Knights set this bracket on fire, and they are your Series E champions of the week.
Just like that, the Raindog of all characters just coming through for Oopster when Superman couldn't call in Raindog.
That's crazy.
Just what a performance coming out from Oopster, and just still playing towards his strength as a player. It's something I suggest to anyone playing any types of esports, understanding yourself as a player and kind of knowing what types of strengths you like to gravitate towards. And Oopster definitely wasn't robbing people as early as Superman percents, but definitely was still on the offense, was getting so many of these KOs and kind of felt like he was just playing a bruiser with some projectiles, right?
It's really crazy, right? Such a strong defensive anchor, and it didn't affect his ability to be so strong on the offensive end too. Like, that is just insane. Like, you wouldn't really think like Superman Raindog is like a combination that somebody's going to be pairing together just to play, intertwine with each other, but it worked out perfectly for them and really was the catalyst to what enabled them to make that crazy losers run and ultimately go on to end the 4-tournament win streak of Team Vitamin Water and place himself at the top of the podium.
Yeah, great stuff coming out from Moonlit Knights. Was able to get third last week, and that was their first time performing in the Series E, and now coming through with the first place with the trophy.
Pretty good average.
Yeah, pretty good average here. Moonlit Knights looking like a fierce competitor as a team here, and just I can't wait to always see them come back to Series E. Please, I mean, Oopster, always hyped to watch the Superman and the Raindog as well. Getting to see a lot of different character varieties coming out from the Moonlit Knights, and also just competing up against some of the other best teams in the world, right? So just the level of competition just keeps going higher and higher here for Series E on the multiverse side of things.
I really appreciate that. I mean, like I said, it was anybody's game, but that was a convincing victory in game number 5. And nothing but respect for Vitamin Water for as long as the win streak has stayed in that camp. But every streak is meant to be broken, and on this day it was done so by the Moonlit Knights. So another awesome Series E to cast. Appreciate you guys letting me come do it with my main man Chuck. I had a wonderful time, and to nobody's surprise, the action did not disappoint.
Yeah, so wonderful stuff. The streak is finally broken, but we're gonna throw it over to Yeso to close things out. We'll see you guys later.
EE and Charles, to nobody's surprise, absolutely crushing it on the cast today. So give it up for those two gentlemen. Give them some love in chat. And yeah, they said it perfectly. Charles and EE right there. The streak has ended. January belonged to Team Vitamin Water, but February, maybe not the same here as the Moonlit Knights get redemption for their loss to Vitamin Water at the start of last week. And of course, that losers run getting ended in losers finals. They also got redemption today for that Apache and Shiro loss, right? That's how they started early on. They dropped that set to Apache and Shiro. That's what bumped them down to the loser side of the bracket. But they came back, they got it done. They also dominated in that set, right? Totally flipped that matchup on its head. You could see the 3-0 there in losers finals, carries that into another sweep in the first set of grand finals. And while Vitamin Water finally settled in that matchup there in the reset, were able to get the win in game 2. Of course, they get 2 and 3 and put Moonlit Knights on the defensive, but Moonlit Knights not only force game 5, but win the decider at the end of that set and take the win here today. So, great job by Vitamin Water. Their run was really impressive. They played really well here today, but Moonlit Knights just had that extra little bit here today, and they get it done and take the win. So I agree with Charles talking about how, third place last week and now the win here tonight. That average is high. They looked really good, and I definitely look forward to seeing them very consistently here in Series Z, because they delivered an absolute banger of a run tonight and a great finish to the night. Such a fun set to close out on. So that is going to do it for us, folks. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. That's going to wrap up another week of Series Z. Remember, we will be back with a full schedule next week. Of course, everything going on in London with the ALGS playoffs this weekend. Frosty Faustings is going on. Hope everybody is enjoying both of those events, but we look forward to being back on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday with a full block of Series Z action, so don't miss out on that. That's going to be all from us. My name is Yeso. As always, a pleasure to host for you all, for myself, the entire live broadcast crew, EE, Charles, and everybody else. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. We'll see you next week.